Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our game of Dragonlance. We took a little bit of a break in order to deal with life stuff and people being busy, but also to recruit a new member to help us with the ever increasing difficulties we've been facing. Thankfully, due to some peer pressure, we've been able to get back a long missed companion to our table games in the form of Josh. Welcome, Josh.
Hello.
He is going to be joining us as well as Alex's new character once our players make it back to the Calaman Army Forward Camp, which is where our players are currently en route to after suffering a significant defeat at Camp Carrion Clay. Our adventurers had gone there to rescue some Divinesti sea elves as well as some other captives from the community of Heart's Hollow. Unfortunately, infiltrating that camp did not go to plan because they chose not to infiltrate the camp, but rather to attack it in a sort of ambushy, magical warfare, hit-and-run style. Unfortunately, action economy is a thing that only becomes exponentially more problematic the less economy you have. So, we unfortunately lost a Laffy in our last session. She was captured by the Red Dragon Army at Camp Carrion Clay. Forced to retreat in the face of overwhelming odds, our players hoofed it back to one of the broken down, now repaired waygates in order to regroup with their forces in the southeastern wastes. It was en route to these magical portals that we were attacked, chased down by Red Dragon patrols, and got into quite a heated battle with them. Thankfully, man down as they were and beleaguered as they were able to succeed in avoiding anything worse happening, such as another party member being captured or, God forbid, being defeated by our pursuers. What are these pop-ups?
Notes from
Oh,
Jacob.
I did my. Sorry, there's a whole bunch of notes. We're not public,
notes.
and apparently it's
We
now
got
popping them up for everybody.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
I
them.
didn't know they're popping up.
Good.
Yeah.
That was like 3 sessions ago.
Pop up. These guys fucking suck. Just written down. There.
I like the one that says "It didn't go well." ...
Right. So
That makes sense.
our party was able to put down that patrol and escape, despite one of them trying to force a difficult decision on them. I think the highlight of that was Thrag literally picked up one of these dragon soldiers and carried him off to kill him.
Because he was standing over top of Josephine.
He
Right,
was.
right.
Yeah.
I was almost dead, dude.
Yeah, because he knew that he was going to blow up if he died. It is another factor of the Red Dragon Army that we have seen time and time again. They are dogmatic and fully entrenched in their beliefs and will die for them before accepting surrender. But that is neither here nor there. Our party has succeeded in reaching the magical portal, taking them way to the southwest of the northern wastes where we had discovered, southeast of the northern wastes where we had discovered that first portal. It is here that our party will be able to link up with forward scouts from Darrett's Calaman forces and eventually, within half a day, regroup with the main host. And that is where I would like to resume our session, where our players are marching up to the column of Calamani soldiers, currently en route to that first portal. Now, we will find ourselves in the middle evening as we make our first glimpse of these soldiers marching their way through the wastes. It's a flat stretch of land. You can see the glimmering of the Calamani armor and colorful banners in the distance as you approach. The scouts eagerly helping you rejoin the host with more than a few questions as to what the situation looks like at the other end of the wasteland. But thankfully, you won't be assaulted or bothered by any Dragon Army soldiers this far south. In fact, the scouts are eager to report that the Red Dragon Army presence, for better or for worse, has been light as of late. They don't seem to be showing any interest in patrolling this span of the wastes anymore. And they have been moving completely uncontested along this route. And it is, once you regroup with this column of soldiers, you will see Darrett leading the forces on horseback, and he will greet you with a solemn nod. You can see the sharpness in his eyes, recognize that there's not someone with you that normally is. He will call out to you as you join his column. So, welcome back, earlier than expected. I presume Alafi is waiting at our destination, then?
No, unfortunately. She was captured by the enemy.
Our excursion at Camp Carrying Clay did not go well.
No.
Yes,
Well, walk alongside me if you may, and please update me with whatever may have happened.
yeah. Do we do that?
Well, I'm sorry to hear of yet another loss. We seem to be suffering far too much of that at the hands of the Red Dragon Army of late. Thankfully, though, they have not been contesting us any longer. Perhaps your efforts up north have refocused their attention elsewhere.
Yes, the camp was much more outfitted than I believe we anticipated. They're quite well defended up there, and from our reports and hopefully Alafi's continued existence, they are taking on slaves.
And do we know for what ends?
We did discover some who were pressed into labor near an excavation site to the east.
North of where you are.
Northeast of where we are. Oh, wait, where we are now? Perfectly
Yeah,
north.
literally
right
like
where we
straight
are
north
now.
of where we are now.
Straight north of where we are right now.
Wait, wasn't it the far west one?
It was these...
The one-
These...
It was this one.
Yeah, where's my ping? This area, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe they are using them to find something, to dig. I'm unsure. We did not discover much there outside of a wicked arcane gem, some sorcerous creatures, and a few that we were managed to save. It was them who told us of the camp in the first place.
Well, the wastes are famous for the runes that have been lost here, but I worry that they would need slaves to do this work. They must be excavating a great deal of terrain, or perhaps spread very wide in their search.
And the Dragon Army must have some reason for being here.
On that note, how has your search been going? Have you found this city? The place you're looking for?
Whispers only.
And what of our quarry?
Where the city lies, he may as well.
We are unsure. Haven't seen anything specific. I think the biggest lead we had was that the Tower of Wackenrath?
Yes, that was our best prospect.
I think it fell off of this city, and it might have been a flying one, and so we think it crashed on the north end of this. I think that was the current theory. So perhaps they're excavating the ruins of this city as well.
Our plan was to go there, but for obvious reasons, we had to take a back step.
I see. While the story gets more wild, the more we uncover it, I guess. I never would have imagined upon leaving Calaman that we would be talking about flying cities. Though, on that note, do we know whether or not Lord Soth is working with the Red Dragon army? Have you confirmed that yet?
No confirmation from what I recall. We have simply been looking for locations. We have well, you met them, obviously. The Quelnesti elves, one of their members has been aiding us in some locations that could give us clues. I don't... Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you first.
Dart, I don't mean to be selfish, but I want to obviously lean on more of your tactical upbringing. The camp, our friend, is there any hope for us to get her back?
Well, off the top of my head, I would say that speed is going to be your best ally. Obviously, you've had to take time to regroup with us here. Whether she is disposed of or moved is going to depend on what they want of their captives. And the more time we give them, the more time they have to make that decision. So if the goal is to rescue Olafi, speed will be our ally.
And is it worth putting resources towards, in your professional opinion?
He looks over his shoulder at the column of men behind him, the leather of his saddle creaking. Unfortunately, the might we have assembled here will be useless to you if you want to get Olafi back. You'll have to move quickly, which means we won't be able to follow you. But if you need reinforcements, if you wish to make another go, there are individuals gathered within the company that I think might be of use to you. If your small numbers will move quicker than our large company.
If you have skilled warriors, I think that would be our best chance. If we have any prospect of saving our friend.
Well, I certainly have a handful I can recommend you. At the very least, I know of one. Not many in the company can attest to have actually felled a wyvern, I believe. But
that sounds promising.
Yes, at least, do you plan to stay here with us for a time, or are you going to be departing immediately?
I believe some recovery is required, but the sooner that we can refit and leave. I'm speaking mostly for myself. My apologies. I turn to Phrixus and Thrag. What are your feelings on this?
We've been expressing those. So,
Agreed. Even from a... Despite... Let's ignore the fact that she's a dear comrade. She's very valuable. Very powerful user of magic.
She also has information. She knows of this army. She knows of the portals. She knows of much of our plans. If they get that information, everything that we do here may very well fall apart. They could enlist a counterattack, destroy these portals once we move most of the army up, trap us in the wastes and destroy us. They have much more here than we do. I believe it is of utmost importance to get her back.
I agree.
there are roughly 25 in that camp. You know, a few of them are their more elite soldiers as well.
And we cannot face them head on. Infiltration will be needed, unfortunately. A skill I do not have, though I may try and meditate upon Mishikul's power and see what I have available, but I can only do so much. Perhaps some among Derek will be able to help. A wyvern is promising if one is to slay such a thing. It means that at least some talent exists.
I can do social infiltration, but not necessarily.
Like to work with what we have.
If their numbers are as large as you suggest, a direct assault does seem, or would be, an impressive feat. I know the Dragon Army is more than capable and has filled its ranks with terrible fighters. They have to go against so many with only a handful.
And the problem, unfortunately, with the social infiltration, as we may have already discovered, is that they are not only ruthless, but they are well organized. Impersonating one of them is very easy to see through. We would need much more information than we already have. Thinking back on it now, we probably should have left that one alive, Thrag. We could have gotten something.
It's my fault.
No,
Let my temper get the best of me.
no, you were preserving my life, of which I appreciate. It is because of you I am still here, so thank you. Both of you.
Well, perhaps the situation as it is now might serve to your advantage. I do absolutely agree with Josephine. The Red Dragon Army is very much an organized military force that has cut its teeth on many a battlefield, beyond the ones that we have waged in Kalaman. That being said, their withdrawal from the southern wastes has been notably quick. They may have some manner of disarray with supply lines or troops moving north. If you were to try any sort of social infiltration, my recommendation would be to take advantage of that. Perhaps they may be a little disoriented or disorganized as a result of this exodus of troops.
It would be an opportunity.
Derek, do you know? Do you have any reports of where these troops are going? Just the direction?
I know nothing other than their absence. We have been engaged in relatively brief skirmish warfare with them. They test our defenses and our scouts' abilities on a daily basis. But over the last few days, there has been nothing flying in the sky, no soldiers waiting in ambush, no scouts prodding our defenses. It is as if they have quit the field.
Do we have an idea where, like, what's the name of the place again we're supposed to find?
Dragonlance?
Yeah, what Racken?
No. Wackenrath's the tower that we
Wackenrath's
found.
City of
the
Lost
tower.
Names.
City of Lost Names.
City of Lost Names, we have clues to. We don't have a location.
Perhaps they have found it.
You think they are looking for that as well?
It would
That's where
depend.
Saul's going.
It would also then depend if Soth is working with them.
Of which
I
we
see
have
no-
not yet confirmed.
Indeed.
If we do,
Well, that's-
then we would know.
As much of an issue as I take with the Red Dragon army and what they did, especially to Vogler, our mission is the priority being intercepting Soth and preventing him from coordinating with his allies. Finding him is going to be more important than figuring out what the Red Dragon army is up to. So I would impress upon you the need to discover what he is doing and where he is more than anything else. I'm not saying you are doing anything wrong, but I cannot help but feel a degree of anxiety over the situation as it is. There's no reason for them to be withdrawing. Something is happening.
I agree with you, Derek. We did indeed take a bit of a sidestep, but it was only in response to how little we were finding in the direction of Soth. I think the hope was that the army would, or perhaps investigating some aspects of what they're doing here, might lead us to him. But
I certainly share in your frustration here.
Yes, we got lost in the mud a little bit, and a friend along the way. Do you have these individuals that we might speak to, or should we wait until camp is settled?
Well, they will be in the columns somewhere. If you are not planning to camp with us for the night,
We
you are
are.
planning to move out. Alright, then what I will do is I will send for them when we break for camp and make introductions this evening.
Understood. Thank you,
What?
David.
Of course. In the meantime, you are welcome to join me here at the head, or make yourselves welcome wherever you wish to be. We have the rest of the evening for marching, and then once the sun begins to crest, or rather set, over the hills there, we will break camp.
Not,
Or make camp.
not my horse will be up here with I will be up here with not my horse. They don't like other horses in front of them.
Oh, fair enough.
Other men, or whatever you have. I'm imagining some are on horseback. Maybe? I don't know.
There are a few on horseback, but most are on foot.
Gotta give a
That being-
wide berth to not my horse.
That being said, if there's nothing anybody would like to address with Darrett now, we can time skip ahead to when camp breaks and Darrett brings to you his recommendations for those who would be joining your party. Does that sound good?
That sounds
Me?
good to me. Unless there's any conversation between the three of us before we meet these new recruits.
It's just gonna be Thrag being sad.
Yeah.
Based on Thrag's end. We'll have to
Thrag's
be
sad.
very. We'll have to be very thorough with who we pick. Cannot find. We cannot
And we must be very clear at the mission at hand and its dangers. We do not want to persuade anyone into something they don't know that they're doing. Wyvern Slayers or not, this is a tall task.
It is.
I will not abide by embellishment or lie.
Yes, whoever we pick, we all must agree that they are right for the job.
Phrixus, your thoughts?
I am concerned with the time. I am trying to think through plans for when we get there.
Well, don't think too hard. You don't have all the tools yet in your toolbox.
Yes. We trust you, though, Phrixus. If anyone can get us formulate a plan to get us in there, I believe you can do it.
Yes, we should have listened to you more before.
Generally not that much of a planner. More
Well,
of a
you're the best
talker.
that we have.
Let's see. Maybe some of our new companions will also have fresh eyes on the situation.
That is my hope.
We will see our party traveling for the rest of the evening at the head of this military column until they reach the portal just before the sun begins to set and camp is established around it. Although you have been struggling alone for a considerable amount of your adventures and haven't been able to spend much time in the camp, you can't help but feel welcomed here. Many of these individuals having either heard of your deeds or were people or individuals you interacted with. As a reminder, most of this company is in fact fresh trainees and militia from Vogler. This would mainly at this point it really only matters to Thrag that these people all recognize him. But that being said, you can't help but feel a small amount of inspiration and confidence as this camp is erected around the shrine. The numbers of soldiers easily reaching 1,000, their campfires dotting the evening scene around you, making you feel safer than you have in quite a while. It is as you are watching the camp be erected and all of these men and women settle in, you realize that once they make it through that portal, it will be impossible to hide this force from the Red Dragon army, and perhaps your time of free agency in the north will be limited. There's no way that the Red Dragon army will see this force and not react to it. But for now, you have the freedom of agency and to relax before heading back out to your more dangerous personal adventures.
Very dangerous personal adventure.
Yeah. And also you have one particular choice to make, and that is, who will you bring into your ranks? Who do you think will be the individuals that will see you to success and hopefully to freeing your friends? It is as Darrett approaches you with a small stack of papers that you realize you have a few difficult decisions to make. All of these papers are either requisitions, slips, or applications to join the army. Even a few of these are draft papers. They all tell the story of a myriad of different soldiers and the reasons why they joined. Over the process of the evening, you and your friends pore over these documents, slowly whittling them down turning well-achieving rank-and-file, even campaign soldiers down to hopefully whittle away and discover the best possible person to bring with you. Ultimately, there are only really two choices in front of you. One, a recommendation from Darrett, a wyvern slayer, as it's described. He even recommends meeting them in person before choosing whether or not to turn them down. They are, or have at least earned some notoriety among the men for their achievements. The other doesn't even actually have an official military document. It's more just a handwritten recommendation from Darrett himself, an individual who, well, apparently is part of the Calaman military, but none of the officers can claim responsibility for them. They're a bit of an oddity in the group. Perhaps it was a scribe's error as to why they're unaccounted for. But either way, this individual has proven themselves time and time again to be a reliable, if unique member of the company. And it is these two individuals that are brought to your tent that evening and introduced. Darrett pulls the tent flaps open to where all of you are sitting in a warm tent, safe from the cold, waste nights. And you see... Who would like to go first?
Not it.
All right. You see a rather small-ish individual wander through the door. She has a book next to her that's just floating through the air that she's writing in and barely paying attention to anything. As she walks in, it's like, "Oh, yes, Darrett? You asked for me?"
Who's this child?
Yes, This is Rosalind. The best thing I could describe is the scripting error that resulted in them being here, yet no officer being able to actually claim them as part of their unit.
Well, I'm where important things happen.
Yeah, so you have said. But as I'm sure you can attest yourself, they are an incredibly capable spellcaster. And I do believe an individual who would round out your party rather well.
Are you a tower mage?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I've been with the tower for a while. It was a little rocky at first, but...
And your spellcasting capabilities are quite sound.
I picked up a thing or two.
Thrag's on high alert, you know. He's lost so many of his companions. He's gonna squint. He's I wanna, can I roll an insight check on this guy? On this
Sure.
child.
What are you trying to incite?
Thinks to himself, this could be a spy. Another ingenious spy that the nefarious dragon army would send a child.
When you squint at her, she turns towards you, and you catch a weird arcane glint in her eye for a second, and then it's gone.
He's got a sit. All right, that's a 15 insight.
Well, this being your character, Alex, I would say that you get to set the DC for whatever he is inciting here.
Are you a spy? What's the DC for that?
I feel like she is not particularly good at lying, so it would be pretty easy to see that. But you getting like, she may be small and look very young, but you're getting very much grandmotherly vibes from her. And it's a little confusing.
Strange. You look like a child, yet you smell like a grandmother.
Thrag.
You will do. You will
That's
do.
rude. I am a Kender. We all are small. Just because we're smaller than you big people.
My apologies
How-
for my
How
companion.
tall is
He's
your
quite blunt.
character?
She's about the same as a halfling. She's like 3 feet tall.
You're very close to the size of Thrag.
Thrag's just 5 feet, isn't he? 5 something?
Yeah, he's like 5'2". He's not very tall.
My apologies for my friend. His folk are quite blunt where he is from. He means nothing by it. Don't you, Thrag?
No, I mean it. She smells like a grandma.
I get Thrag. It is a compliment. I am sure. Well, an arcane user is certainly something that we could utilize on this particular mission. Of which details are soon to come.
Indeed. You said your
There-
name was Rosalind.
Some people refer to me as the scribe.
And Rosalind... oh, go ahead. Sorry, Francis.
I was from the tower myself, just as a heads up, of the Red Robes, personally.
Of the white myself.
Ah. Well, hopefully you take no offense to the cloak that I wear, but we found it in Wackenrath, actually.
Oh. That's fine.
Hmm.
I was wondering where that was.
And Rosalind, your experience, are you our Wyvern Slayer, or are you our special recommendation?
I don't think I've killed any wyverns.
Interesting. She cocks a
Hard to
smile.
remember, though.
Yeah, she cocks a smile at our other contendant. And she'll look back to Rosalind. And what experience do you have of note with your magics? What can you do? If you would be so kind as to perhaps illustrate for us an event.
She just fires off a fireball into a cliff.
Effective.
But
Not
it's
exactly
going to be-
covert. Is the whole camp on the word? Like, what happens?
Yes. After that fireball careens through the tent flaps and slams into the side of a cliff, you see Darrett quickly dip outside of the camp as
Outside of the tent.
as an uproar of shouting begins to ripple throughout the camp before eventually settling down, and Darrett steps back inside the camp once again, his face much paler now than it was before.
I have to look up one thing. And we're gonna make that. That's gonna be actually lightning, but it still acts like a fireball.
Yeah, it's still,
Lightning ball.
Yes.
still crazy.
I can make
I've seen
things go
that
boom.
before.
How are your utility sources? Do you have clever magic as well as destructive?
Oh, there's some, but been easier to just make things not there when they get in my way.
Interesting.
I like the attitude. Strong, decisive.
I will.
Additionally, backup plan when things assuredly hit the fan.
Yes, more firepower is not something I think we would have the luxury to say no to.
Oh, and while she's talking for a second, she talks to her book for a second, and it folds up and goes flat, like someone's holding it against their chest, next to her.
Thrag will be visibly startled by the magical floating book.
Very neat trick.
And the quill that was writing on it pops up and slide. Looks like it's going to slide into a pocket and poofs.
You are certainly a mage of the tower. Well, I'm glad to know that Dart recruits individuals of your skill. That is.
Oh, Dad didn't recruit me.
No,
He's a nice boy, though.
a boy. Yes. How about did you come to the camp, might I ask? Come by
Well,
Derrit, as it were, our boy.
Well, he looked like he was going off to do important things, and those have to be recorded.
Did you wander into the camp?
Back in Calaman.
Back in Calaman. Okay.
Garrett pinches the bridge of his nose.
Thrag will whisper to Josephine, like I told you, like a grandmother.
I understand where the nose is very keen, Thrag. Very keen indeed. Well, I believe we would certainly have use of your talents, but I would be curious to know more. Perhaps as a traveling companion, we'll see.
Maybe you've read one of my books.
Perhaps I have. You've written in some novels that I don't recall your name as an author. Perhaps a pen name.
Most of the copies just refer to me as the scribe.
The Scribe. Have I heard of the Scribe? Carl.
I mean, if your character is particularly well read, I could see why.
Josephine
Or I
is.
could see that happening. Yeah.
What is the title of a book that Rosalind has written?
Most of them are just random
What's like
histories.
Is there like a popular
on
one
things?
that Josephine would have come across?
She would have written histories of basically every major conflict for the past 300 years-ish.
What's the name of that book?
Oh, no, like, different ones.
Oh,
And they're all
different
written
ones.
in first person. Like, or not in first person, like, as someone who's there.
Is it like she's sort of entered into like she has parts of books, but there's no one book she's written all of?
Oh, no. She wrote them all. She just has been writing for, like, 300 years. And
Okay.
is constantly where things are important are happening.
So okay, how many books do you think I've read of her? That would be the best question for you.
Probably
If I'm-
2 or
if I'm a
3, but
well-learned
you're not be
person.
confused because the scribe is a title that is just like the bard. It's somebody who everyone thinks it's just different people writing throughout the years.
Okay, yeah, all right. So you literally just give me the John Doe. Go by John Doe.
It isn't John Doe because she did write them all.
Right. If it's all like a general pen name, though, I imagine that
Yeah.
it's just like, some further questioning, I imagine, will be required. I've known many an author by that name. I severely doubt you've written all of those. But
We'll see.
some questions. We will, won't we? Perhaps.
I'm sure that there are some copycats.
I'm
Pretty
sorry.
sure I've read 1 or 2 myself.
I'm sorry. This is quite rude, and I will beg forgiveness of myself before I speak it. But may I ask your age, if it isn't so rude to ask?
little bit vague for section, but
Round number.
probably 320 something.
As I thought.
There was an era there I was less than alive.
Less than. I imagine there are some interesting stories there as well. It would make sense why I have seen. We'll have some
Original?
conversations.
Tender, probably.
How old was Toth? How long was he dead?
Toth is older than her.
Oh, okay. So you would not have it. Okay.
Or Toth is older than her.
Yeah, Toth is older. Okay.
We're in like 3 something of the like high 300s of the after cataclysm or whatever they call it. I
Yeah.
remember right. If it were Lance. So I'm and I'm after cataclysm.
Thrag,
My
Frixis,
birth.
did you have any other questions for our scribe?
Did you write Torvald's Resurrection?
Oh, yes.
Huh.
You wrote Torvald's
I
Resurrection.
Studied that intently, actually. I may have some questions for you later.
I don't remember all of my books very well.
We may have adjacent fields of study.
Grandmother vibes indeed. She's in.
Well, we haven't even looked at the other contestant. But of course, before we do, War and Reason of the Kryn Continent. Did you write that as well?
Not the version that's going around now.
Okay, the first version. Then.
Alex has made an ancient war journalist.
I was a very young girl when I picked up the first edition of that book. You are quite old, if that is true.
Writing a simpleton's guide to the Solemnic Nights.
Did you write a simpleton's guide to the Solemnic Nights?
Can't believe they take that seriously. That was making fun of them.
Yes.
He writes his copy.
Derek, a trinkle of sweat on Derek's brow.
He's got like 4 copies.
Both
That's
Drag
not
and
the book
Derek
that
look.
inspired me or anything.
So, no one has such a book, right, Derek?
Well, no lack in experience, it would seem. Any
Eric
other?
will clear his throat and say, "Well, if all is said and done here, perhaps I should fetch our other recruit."
Yes, that would be best.
All right. He steps out of the tent and returns shortly after with another individual. He introduces them simply as Joseph, and I will let you take it from here, Josh.
All right. Standing before you is a slightly taller than average Colonist elf. He has lightly tanned skin, silver platinum blonde hair, and it's parted to the side and braided behind the ear that falls toward his shoulders. He is draped in a tunic that is, all of his clothing is very earthen tones. So he's got a bright tan tunic, think like a Jedi's robe, just kind of like parted to a V in the middle. Underneath you can see a chain shirt. He's wearing dark brown trousers and black boots. He carries a shield and a mace, both of which have a core of metal, but they are wrapped around by what looks like tree trunks, dark mahogany with some budding leaves. But at the very top, they sort of flare out and reveal the top of the metallic material. Around his neck, he wears an infinity constellation. And he claps his bracer across his chest and gives a light bow as he's introduced.
As he enters the tent, Josephine stands up immediately, and her chair falls out from behind her, and then she immediately just goes to grab it and sits back down. And Phrixus and Thrag, she's super flustered.
Josephine, are you all right?
I'm fine. I am perfectly fine. Just a cramp.
You don't look fine. You smell different now.
Do not smell
really
me,
be
Thrag.
careful with chairs.
Do not smell me,
Yes.
Thrag. Thank you.
Joseph wasn't.
That is correct.
Wyvern Slayer.
Sure enough, that is what the stories say. And he kind of moves the side of his tunic. He wears a bandolier across his chest, and he has a. As he shifts, you can see a quiver of crossbow bolts hanging off of one shoulder, and down near his hip there is a crystal drinking horn. You can see it's translucent. You can see through it. It's a bright silver blue crystal with a wooden stopper. It almost looks like a cork, but it's kind of matching the motif of the weaponry. It's got twisting, like a twisting tree trunk coming out of it. It looks very ornate. It's got a metal bottom to it, and there is some kind of liquid inside. You can't really determine the color through the material. And he taps his middle finger on it, and it clinks gently. That is correct. I have seen
Impressive.
and slain one of these things.
What do they taste like?
I can't say I tried it and had a taste.
Sort
My
of a
apologies.
gamey bird.
He
I
he
can't
writes
confirm that.
Thrag writes notes as if he's like gauging a response or something. All right. What'd you kill it with?
Well, I happen to be blessed by the divine. So I employed my divine abilities.
Yes, I have seen your symbol.
Yes.
The divine. What?
Another of the new coming.
So you are also a follower of the Bearer of Light.
Yes. It is good to see others who follow the Mother.
Good to know. Then I am in good company, it seems.
As it seems.
Derek kicks his foot and bashfully admits, I maybe should have led with the fact that they, too, can hear the call of divinity rather than focusing on the wyvern slaying thing.
No, Derek, that's perfectly fine. You didn't startle me at all. Joseph, was it?
Indeed.
Tell me, Joseph, how long have you followed the Mother? Were you born in her light? Or have you recently come to it?
I indeed was born in it. So if we're counting the years, it would be 257.
Yes, it would be that long. Well, tell us of your capabilities.
He kind of thinks a minute on how to even describe what exactly he does. But he looks around, kind of thinks in his head for a moment, and he will. He'll look at what's the guard captain's name?
Derek.
The commander's name is Derek, yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to reach his hand out to Darrett as if asking permission. He'll wait for a response.
Derek will give him a curt nod.
He'll pat him on the shoulder and cast guidance. So
No,
a
you can-
light, warm, orange-yellow glow will pass over Darrett and slowly fade.
You are indeed blessed.
That's about the smallest thing I can offer.
What's the most offensive thing you can do?
The most offensive.
Yes, you
What?
slew a.
In the terms of being a combatant, not the most offensive thing like me calling her a grandmother.
I was about to inquire as to what the reasoning for that question was, but I can call on the divine to bathe my enemies in their light. I can set up areas that deny entry to anyone that might oppose us. I can also defend my allies. I can make you harder to hit. I can make enemies think twice before they lay an attack on you.
How did you slay that wyvern, Joseph?
It was a strange occurrence. They were not very common until, as you know, till it changed. But I was a scout for the Colonesti elves out in the woods near our homeland. We stumbled across it one day, and it took down many of my friends, my colleagues. So I did what I had to do, and in a stroke of luck, it seems, it fell before me.
A stroke of luck.
Yes, it was not, I will not say it was easy, but I think in my most dire moment, something did change for the better in my favor. And this horn here, he motions to the thing that he has hanging from his hip, managed to lock its essence inside.
Hmm.
So I picked it up and was on my way.
Well, we are full of dire moments here. Frixus Thrag, any further questions for Joseph?
Mm. We've seen that most of the divines we've talked to in ways, I guess, have been helpful towards us, so another of the same one seems like a very fortuitous, I guess.
Yes, quite
Meeting?
fortuitous, it would seem. The mother works in very mysterious ways.
Indeed, I am here to spread her love and acquisition of joy and things that have been lost.
You know the scriptures well.
So the mother speaks to you.
Yes, does she speak to you, Joseph?
Does she speak to me, DM? Does that come with being, I can hear the divine stuff?
So, we'll just ad break here really quick so I can fill you in on some lore. The gods were pissed off at the people of this realm at one point in time and visited a cataclysm upon it. But before they did that, they took all of their faithful and their priests and left the plane. And, you know, in the wake of their absence was this terrible calamity that plunged the world into a dark age.
Right.
And no divine light or inspiration or anything has been present in the world for about 390 years. However, for whatever reason, anyone in this campaign who has the ability to call upon divine light is either being directly communicated with by their god or indirectly through dreams and messages, essentially signaling the return of the divine. But this is so unexpected and unique that to see any of these individuals casting divine magic is tantamount to seeing miracles played out in front of your very eyes to the common people.
Okay.
Which is why Darrett was embarrassed to have forgotten that detail when he was talking up your character.
Yes, what are the chances the two chosen of Mishakol would make their way to the same place?
Well, she does work in mysterious ways, or so I've been told.
Very mysterious ways. Well, I'm sure the Quellinesti elves are quite thankful for your services to them, Joseph.
Certainly, I would hope so.
Yes. And Josephine just utterly flustered. Do either of you have any more questions you want to ask Joseph?
So when you cast magic, what does it feel like?
This is, I think, the same question that I asked Josephine the first time.
Curious question, but I'm willing to entertain it. When I cast magic on behalf of the mother, it's almost as if I feel her presence filling me completely. I'm almost a channel for her and what she wants for the world. And it simply overflows. And I send it on its way. It's not a painful thing. It's actually quite nice, and I hope to spread that with others.
Well, I believe you described it fairly crudely, and you could use with a little bit of vocabulary enhancement, but I think that was fine.
I was simply keeping it simple for our friends here that are familiar with the sensations, you know.
It sounds beautiful. Kira Jorath.
Oh, stop
And
humoring him. Stop humoring him.
Well, no, and I use Kira Jorath's magic in a way. It's not anywhere near as elegant.
Yes, well said, Thrak. Elegant in its own way.
Sorry, is there a problem?
I'm not sure.
None.
She's acting very strange right now. She's much more composed. Thrag will give you like a weird look.
I am fine. Everything is fine. Do we have any other
Right,
questions
well,
for our contestants? I am more than ready to choose. Yes, you were going to say something?
Nope, if you're ready to choose, I will hold what I have.
Barrett will look between the two of them and say, these are the most qualified individuals I could summon from our troops here. The ones that I think would benefit the most in your pursuit as a small, specialized task force.
Also, I'm rather good with maps.
She's very good with maps.
That would be super useful. I have been writing one, but I am not that great at that. Is there a reason we can't take both?
Yes, can we take both? Both would be good.
I had expected you to take them both, yes.
Perfect.
Then both it is.
We could use the numbers.
Very well. I mean, there's no paperwork needed. We are, of course, in the field. These things happen. So, I wish you all the best of luck moving forward. take your time and relax in camp tonight, and I will continue with our march tomorrow. And before you depart, if you would have anywhere for us to go, I would know of it. Otherwise, we will continue to forge the best path we see in front of us.
We will confirm.
Considering,
Go ahead.
considering the teleportation archway, once you go through, I don't think there's a way to hide your presence. We may want to have you sit tight there for a little bit until we're ready and done scouting.
So would you have us perhaps just camp on this side of the portal?
That would be safer than to put
I
you
believe
exposed.
Then this is where we will stay. But I do hope you will find where we must march soon. I do not think we have the resources for an extended stay.
After our friend is hopefully acquired and the camp dealt with, I think we will put forth as much effort as we can towards finding Sloth. Soth?
Soth.
Soth.
Lord Soth.
Lord Soth.
A traitor.
That sounds actionable. All right. Well, I'm off to see to the camp and make sure everything's taken care of. I'll leave you all to it.
Darrett, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Darrett.
And thank you for all of your work. I know the trials have only just begun for all of us, but I know the men believe in you, and I do as well. Good luck. And he steps out of the town.
Are we left with just who's here?
Yes.
With the two recruits?
Yep.
Excellent.
You should probably also meet Gerald.
Who?
As I say that, I gesture slightly to my shoulder, and a fairly largish owl is on my shoulder, wearing glasses.
You have a familiar.
Wasn't there the whole time.
Gerald? What was their name?
Gerald.
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 Yes, very nice to meet you, Gerald. Can you see through your familiar's eyes?
I forget what all you can do with familiars. I have to remember that. I haven't had one in a long time. Think so, right?
A scout in the sky would be quite useful to us.
Yes, I can.
So, tell me, what do you both think of ghosts?
It's a loaded question, but
Are you afraid of them? Do you even believe in them?
simply wayward souls that have not quite been sent to their resting place. No, I'm not unfamiliar with them.
All right. What about you, Scribe?
Oh, some of them are quite lovely.
Okay. I can't think of anything else that is terrifying that we've seen. Those red lizard, the red lizard thing, you know, at the bottom of those ruins. That was a bit strange.
Well, I imagine anything in comparison to a wyvern must just seem so small. So, I don't believe we've faced anything quite so terrifying quite yet, aside of a dragon that was a machine.
The machine dragon was quite terrifying. The creature that was being ridden by the dragon soldiers that could fly.
And I'm sure our scribe here has written books about scarier things than we have faced. But
Oh, she's already writing about the things you're just talking about.
oh, good. But I'm sure one of us could describe to you. Well, actually, no, I never faced. It was Thrag who told me the story.
Aren't the things that they ride, aren't those wyverns?
Dragonlance?
Dragonlance.
Dragonlance. Yeah,
Dragonlance? Okay.
it's different. Yeah, wyverns
That's
have.
that's a me knowledge, not a.
Wyverns have the 4 spike tails that can put you down quick, and they all have
Oh.
poison, so it's a rough.
Who ended up killing it? Was it you, Frixus?
I think it was me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think that Frixus was the only one up at the end of that fight. Everybody else had gone down.
Oh, for the Dragonelle? Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the fort. Anyway,
Wheel Watch Outpost.
yeah, that one.
Well, I believe we should inform you of the mission at hand, so you both know what you are in for. Yes, I imagine you're eager to know.
Right, that would be much appreciated. Yes.
Yes. Josephine, we're all standing near each other, I imagine. Josephine nonchalant, brushes something off of Joseph's shirt that she's talking to him. Yes, that would be best. Frixus, if you want to go over the battle plan. Well, at least the details of what's happened. They know what they're in for.
Well, the main thing we're doing is pursuing Lawrence Soth, who killed most of the Kalamani Council, took some kind of ancient weapon, flame orb thing, said to be apocalyptic in scale, and fled this way to a place called the City of Names. That is who we are pursuing. The Red Dragon Army happens to be also assaulting the city, so we assume there's a link, but we haven't confirmed that. Upon getting here, we have made one friend in the area named Dalamar. He is a Sylvanesti elf, is that right?
Yes,
Ooh.
a Sylvanesti elf.
Sounds correct. My cousins, yes.
Yes, they were here excavating, looking for very specific things. He has an ability to read ley lines, so we've been going to a few sites in order to cancel out what the sources of those ley lines are from what we are searching for with the city. So we found the Tower of Wackenrath, which pointed us kind of towards the north area of the wastes here, and that is most of what has happened.
While Frixus was talking, Josephine, realizing how awkward that was, will move over to Rosalind and awkwardly brush something off Rosalind too. There's nothing there.
Thank you, dear.
Josephine, are you alright?
I'm just making sure that they are both clean.
You never did that to any of us.
Yes, well, you were far too dirty when I first met you, so there was nothing to be done.
Our current mission, however, is for us to recover our previous party member who has been captured in Camp Carrying Clay. It is a fort of the Red Dragon Army that has a few prisoners there, slaves that we met some people investigating sites that pointed us in that direction, who we were trying to rescue some of the Sea Elf chieftain and some other locals. But that is why we went to there, and she is now captured there.
My condolences.
She hopefully still lives, but she also holds quite a bit of information of our plans here, these portals and more that we would not want to leak to the Red Dragon Army. Her recovery is more important even beyond her value as our friend. Though I believe for most of us that is a core reason why we want her back. She's our companion, and we don't
I'd
want
say
to leave her
that's
behind.
quite important. Yes, we don't want any of that getting into the enemy hands.
No.
There are roughly, I think it was 23 to 25 enemy soldiers there. Few of them are some of their elites. So we need some kind of action plan that does not involve directly attacking.
Yes.
So, as we're making our way there, we should be thinking about that.
And we leave in the morning.
As soon as possible.
Right.
Time is of the essence.
Yes, the less time they have to interrogate her, or the less time they have to harm her. Or the others.
Well, then we don't have much time.
No,
Indeed.
my companions and I have been traveling for a while. We will be of no use in a tired state, neither would our steeds. Which I do feel is worth asking. Do either of you, have you come to the desert with transportation, or on your own 2 feet?
Good question.
A horse and all the necessary tack and feed will be supplied if you request it. It'll be covered by the army.
Yeah, so it would probably be a good idea.
Mhm.
Also, material components for spells. How tight are we on those?
We've been running it essentially like how you would expect it to be run. If you've got the material, you can cast a spell. If your character has the ability to cast those spells and the materials you need aren't like, a diamond worth 5,000 gold, you probably have access to it.
Focus is
Yeah, focus is
void,
get rid of
void
anything.
all materials as well that aren't of a cost.
Focuses
Okay.
in component pouches type
Yep,
of a thing.
those two
Yep.
things. The component pouches is like you actually having the materials.
Yeah.
The focus is like
Yeah,
a
definitely have a focus already. I'm just thinking of the important things like Revivify. And if materials like that are available or locatable.
Yeah, so we
I-
did,
Player-wise, we do have one of those.
Yes, I do have one.
Yeah. and I ended up buying a spell component the last time, or receiving one, I guess. The last time we were in a town.
Okay.
Frix
We at
is
least-
in his summary will have purposefully left out the description of the town that we found because they are
Yeah.
not wanting word to spread. So,
Keep the secret town
gotcha.
secret.
so there are things that, yeah, won't be there. Also, I'm gonna eat, so I'm gonna cover my camera for a bit.
Yeah, you good?
There you go.
Roger.
Well, I believe that's most of what needed to be briefed on. What are your feelings on this mission? Do you both feel as though you would... I mean, you've both demonstrated some of what you can do. I think we would find use for your skills, but are either of you uncomfortable with a mission so well stacked against us in sheer numbers?
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, I imagine you have many historied encounters.
Well, we will do what we must. And if it means that it will keep valuable information out of the hands of the Red Dragon Army, I think that is what we must do.
Yes. I agree.
Then it's decided. We leave at dawn.
Yes, rest
Yeah.
well.
Important question. Spell components.
I believe you need to go to Derrit for what they have. We all have some of, Frixus and I at least have some of our own. But what we
Right.
have is of short supply.
Very good. I will.
You did
I will-
not come with your own spell components to the desert?
There are some that are quite expensive, and I want to make sure how rare those materials are before I go expecting to be able to use those spells.
Oh, it's interesting that the
We did start with a
Quellency-
decently large amount of money as well.
Yes.
Oh, did we have starting gold?
Yeah.
How much gold did we start with?
Yes, I would imagine the Quellency would have left you with something.
I mean, after about 10 years ago, everything disappeared, so...
I have to remember the page it was on. There's like starting at higher levels.
Okay, because I got the, I did see the equipment in the one uncommon. I didn't know that there was a much higher starting thing. So if that is the case, I absolutely would have at least one of what I need for various
Yeah,
things.
something like 500. I have to look it up.
500, and then
It's
it's 10
500
times
plus.
20. Yeah, you roll a d10, and it's 25 gold times that d10 plus 500.
Oh, 500 plus 25 times D10.
Yep. You roll a d10,
Yeah,
you get
wow.
that much more, so potentially 750 if you roll well. And then I believe you have your starting equipment, and that's. Do you get a common magic item? I don't remember.
Uncommon was me.
Uncommon.
I got one uncommon, and you guys have, I think,
One.
3 total.
Yep. We're at 3.
I think Kyle said for you to grab 2.
Oh, did he? Was
Yeah,
that
he say 2.
2?
I'm pretty sure.
I saw I had to pick 1.
Probably snag.
I think he
another-
corrected himself right after he said 1.
Yep.
If that is a correction, I need to be looking at more things.
Let's see, what do I have? Because you could even double up.
Yeah, literally the next slide, it's like you can grab one uncommon item of your choice. Everyone here is pushing 2 uncommon items, right? Let's make it 2.
Let's take it to okay. So I need to find a second uncommon item that makes sense. Yeah.
I could know of one that is just like the generic good choice.
I think I will hear it.
For every spell casting class, there is. I have to look up what it is for yours, but there's an item that is just a DC and spell attack buff.
Oh, great idea. That would be nice.
We've moved ours around too because I don't have any magic items. I'm pretty sure I didn't need them. The ones that we've gotten have been good for others.
Yeah, I have a cloak of protection. Thrag has 2 or 3.
I think
Yeah, I have I have mithril breast armor.
Josephine
plus
already
one
does her
longsword.
thing, so like a lot of these aren't going to be super useful for her yet. So yeah, I've got no magic items to suggest.
They're in Tasha's. We just have to look in Tasha's.
Okay.
I forget what they're called all of a sudden.
Did Alafi have a spin shield?
No,
No, I have it.
Thrag
Sorry,
does? Okay.
Spin shield.
Yeah. I have a lot of magic. I also have the floating longsword.
Yeah, floating
Yeah, don't
longswords.
forget to use that because
Yeah,
that's
a
like
it's just
you
it's a
get bonus action attacks.
I was going to use it, but
It takes up
we
the
never get to-
rage slot, which is rough. Like he has to start a fight with it, with either rage or that. Almost always gonna choose rage
Yeah.
if we're in the thick of it.
Yeah, you go rage first, but then you could do the.
Yeah, you
that
can do it
on
on a
the
future
subsequent
turn.
turns.
That's right.
Yeah.
On a future turn, you would add it. But he does have bonus action abilities that he uses for extra damage too. Which that would be extra damage, but.
Druid one. Bard one.
Gotta get equipped in the camp.
Yeah, I want to make sure. I just don't want to go in under-equipped.
Yeah, we don't need any more casualties.
Not necessary.
Is
Yeah,
this
it's Amuleted Devout. It's in Tasha's. But
Okay.
it is the uncommon one gives a +1 to DCs and spell attack rolls, and you can use it once per long rest to use a extra channel divinity.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
Since Josh has joined our campaign, this officially makes it a mainline campaign. So, is this the deadliest mainline campaign we've had? Like,
Probably.
What one has killed the most people?
I think Tombs only killed who died? Riok and Valfine and
Some other person, like I
Rhea?
can't remember their name.
I know, you made it to the end. Riok,
Whipple Spark and
Whifflespark. I think only 4. So Riok, Valfine, Whifflespark, Brolin. We didn't lose another, right? Iku, but that wasn't a PC.
Unless that was scripted, right?
That's not a PC. It wasn't scripted, but that wasn't a PC, so I don't even know
Okay.
what to count it as. It's about
I think we lost 4.
just 4, and in this one we lost so far.
3?
We lost brother. We lost a brother, 2 brothers. The 2 brothers at the beginning because they one
You-
pieced out.
one died, one pieced out.
One died,
yeah.
one pieced out. I would still count the pieced out as like a retired character. And then we lost. We have a Laffy who is captured. And
Yeah, that's it though.
we've actually made it pretty well for how much that this campaign seems so hard. We've
If
actually
you're
done
counting
not too
retired
bad.
characters, though,
Did we
what
have a
was
lot?
it?
in Toon that we
Asteria and
retired?
Frisia.
Oh,
Alex
Alex
went
had
through
some
two, I think.
retired characters. That's right. Alex is
would
going
say-
through the portfolio.
I
It
would
was
say
a little bit.
characters that were able to retire of their own choice don't count
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they didn't die.
So it's
they had like a good ending.
2 versus
kind of thing.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Don't give him a number to chase.
This feels like it's the deadliest. But
Oh, these
you're-
fights
yeah.
are way harder
There you
for
go.
sure.
There's the actual item.
We had a really long
the
period
chat.
in Tomb where it was like the fights were really easy.
The fucking
Yeah, I've got it pulled up. I just need to find it in Fantasy Grounds here. So.
You're not going to.
Oh, it's Tasha's, right? So it's not in here.
You gotta put in manual.
I'll add it manually. I'll take a minute and type it up.
I still have nightmares about the Vogler docks.
Those were rough. That was a big fight. That was a lot of stuff. I'm glad that Darrett made it. He's our golden boy. Our 1 HP
And,
golden boy.
If you toss this on a effect, that will cause we just have to hit it whenever we redo combat tracker, and it'll apply the DC
Okay.
and attack bonus.
Okay, cool. Yeah, copying in the description and such real quick. Just making sure.
Dungeon Master's Handbook. Babies.
Another nice bonus about having Josh in the game now is that you guys will have one more person for the army game whenever we meet for that.
That is true.
It's true. It's nice to have people in that. Man, where's a diamond at? This is the reason why it's not on my on my fantasy grounds sheet. So I couldn't find the damn thing. I guess I'll just write in diamond. It doesn't really need to be the actual thing. does
What's
it?
that? Cleric without a diamond?
I mean, I was doing it on the Beyond sheet because I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Diamond. Okay. Well, that's good because the Beyond sheet says it's a 5,000 gold diamond.
Coincidentally, I chose all spells that don't have material components.
I only have a few with material components.
How do you add an effect to an item, Alex?
I'm not sure how to do it for an item yet. I just created an extra thing in the class features. Like in
Oh,
the
I see.
spell.
Okay, you just put a new one under the abilities or something.
Yeah. I
Gotcha.
just call it class. And then I just put an effect on it, and then that's it. So I can just toggle it onto myself. If you just paste all of that, that includes targeting yourself and no timer.
You're under abilities or skills.
Under actions.
Oh, actions. Gotcha.
You
Yeah,
toss it into
class features. I
spell.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just in here for spells, but I missed that top section. Gotcha.
No. Wait. Oh. Oop. Okay, good. My candles made it over. Gotta make sure I have my candles.
Can't forget about those candles.
We are also a very strange group of spellcasters since all of us wear armor.
Yeah, it is kind of wild.
You kind of need
We're
armor.
not
It's all
really
that's what I'm hearing. So
If we get hit a lot around here.
It's true.
I'm a wizard with 18 armor class.
Beautiful. That's what we need.
I'm a warlock.
And guidance.
20.
Whatever we can do to get that number up. Kyle rolls like a madman. He's rolling hot.
Bullshit.
And then he has days where he does not roll hot, and then we win. That's the real game. Is like trying to send bad luck to Kyle's dice rolls just before.
And just for you, Ed, I also have silvery barbs.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because I can only use it. I mean, I can use it more than once. Apparently, it is a learned spell, but it's I only get one free one.
Yeah, I don't have any free ones. I just
Yeah.
also have silvery
Fey
barbs.
touched gave it over to me.
Mine is it's just from being a wizard.
Wizard.
okay, cool. All right, I got it added, set up. I've got a reminder in my inventory because I know I'm never gonna fucking see it.
Yeah.
So I now have my 2 uncommons, as we should.
Perfect.
Thank you for waiting. I think that would have been important, depending on what we were doing here. So,
Oh, I forgot what my other uncommon was. I just saw it though. I'm good. The other generic choice. At least for a wizard.
Well, all right. So, with our party organized and their gear packed up and ready to go, we will see our party able to relax and perhaps let down their guard, if only for a night, surrounded by companions, friends, and, an allied military force entrenched around them. And on the following day, when you awake and begin your preparations to depart, you will see that soldiers have already begun erecting palisades and rough watchtowers around the periphery of the camp at Darrett's request, knowing that they might very well be here for a few days. Leaving the army in this state, you feel like perhaps they will be safe for a time as you track down where the hell is Carmen Sandalord Soth.
Where in the world is Lord Salah?
And stepping through that ancient, forgotten gateway to scream across the ethereal plane and land far to the northwest of the wastes, your journey begins again in earnest. I would ask where our party wants to go at this juncture. Are we heading to regroup with our elven ally on the coastal cave, or are we making all due haste back to Camp Carrion Clay in the hopes that Olafi is still there?
What do we believe is the wisest move? Do we hope that our elven friend could provide aid? Or do we move on Olafi's position now?
I do want to remind the party that although you did say you would do him a favor, you don't have to go help him.
Right. I think the only argument for him was that I think Thrag suggested he might be able to help us in a particular scenario.
The other potential place you could be going, aside from Camp Carrion Clay, is heading over to the Giant Spine in search of the City of Lost Names, where the scouts from Heart's Hollow suggested that being the location the Red Dragon Army is holed up.
Oh,
The Spine, not
and
the Spine, not the city. Yeah, we haven't found the city yet, but the Spine is where we suspect both of those things are.
Depends. Like, character-wise, I feel like Phrixus would want to just go straight back to the camp. But there's a little bit of metagaming in me of, like, maybe we can do that that temple and squeak a level out or something too.
Well, I think
You know?
I think honestly, like going there, we'd have reason just because Dalinar. What was his name completely?
Dalamar.
Dalamar was only off by a letter.
Yeah.
Might be able to aid us because Thrag brought that up originally as well. Because we, even with more numbers, that camp is quite the heavy toll, and it's not like that temple is so far away that it wouldn't be doable. It'd be adding a few days, but
Yeah. Conflicted.
let us get on the road and see where the first night takes us. The distance is long enough that we can wait upon our final decision when we reach that point. Yes?
Right, I think that's a smart move.
Agreed.
That is reasonable.
Feel out where the road takes us.
Yes.
All right. Who will lead our party?
Yes, who's our survivalist now?
Not I.
I'm still
That-
sitting at what do we have here? Survival, right? Why is it all the way to the bottom? 4 plus 4 over here.
I have a +4 as well.
I was a scout, and I have a +6 in survival,
Oh my god.
if that would help.
Let's go do it.
Then I will do it.
I can tell you interesting stories.
Would you like to correct my maps?
Oh, I've already taken your maps away.
Natural 20
Yeah,
right at the beginning.
I think we're gonna be good though. I think we'll be okay for some reason.
1 second, I have to stop the sound really quick.
I was gonna say we can also assist now because we have an extra person, right?
Proficient in survival? Which of the other of us is proficient?
Maybe Thrag?
Yeah, in survival, yes.
Okay. In the future,
also-
we need to remember to team up on it.
Yeah, we have also been having people do one person doing food, one person doing water, I think. And then
Oh shit, we're going straight to him with this, aren't we?
Yeah,
The foraging, navigating,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a
shooting
much
bricks.
it's a
Mhm.
much simpler setup than Tomb.
And let me
And
guess,
we don't have
every
a lobby to tell us if
every
they're-
hex is 5 miles, and we got to roll a compass check every other hex, and
something like
we
that.
have an anxiety attack.
Oh. We also have a
Sorry about
buff.
that.
But does
Every-
that convey to the new people?
No, it does not. Every hex is 6 miles, by the way.
God damn it!
Get in.
Where's bookmark? Who has bookmarked this game?
And right back in the shit. Well, I mean, at least it's sand colored this time.
Yeah, no, it doesn't help because now there's no cover.
Are we on the road? Did we get all our rolls out, or do we need anything extra?
We got all our rolls out.
Did I get water?
Well, no, we didn't get those rolls out. That's not quite as needed at
Oh.
the.
One
Oh,
quick
from
second, I'll be
leaving
back.
the camp. Is that because we're leaving the camp? We don't need as much. We don't need to make a roll jutting from it.
Well, we've crossed through the portal now. We're out in the old bones.
Mhm.
So if we leave from this point, we're back in the wild wastes.
All right, I was just wondering if like
No.
day one we got like a resupply bonus or something leaving.
Oh no! Fuck that noise.
Okay.
No. No, there's no resupply bonus out here in the unclaimed lands, enemy territory.
Well, not out here. The thought in my head was like leaving the. I mean, it's fine, but leaving the camp. We had just gotten like our horses drank water. We drank water. Breakfast. We're kind of
So,
covered
yeah.
for food in day one.
No, that is fair. That's totally fair. Your food and water are fine for the day because you can eat before you leave.
Right. That was the thought. And then once you're out there, it's whatever you have on you. That makes sense.
Correct. We do still need the navigation roll, which we've already got.
But you won't
Joseph.
need a food or water roll for day one, or can we?
Correct.
Can we still collect that for? I mean, that's just getting. I don't want to do that because then we're keeping track of days ahead. That would be weird.
Let's just say that you will take this time to enjoy not having to do that.
Yeah, you can just take in.
Are we? So another important question: are we tracking ammunition?
Sure, why not?
You
Oh,
saw thinking
no.
about that. You asked it, Izzy. Yes. What have you
God
done?
damn it! Yeah, we're doing too.
I was
I
tracking.
mean,
it,
our other ranger was doing it. Yeah.
Well, that's because
I
it
mean
did it
that's
for
fair.
you.
If that's how it's gonna go, then I will make sure
does
to
it for
need to
you.
try to recover my bolts and stuff. So
Yeah, but it does take your ammunition away for you when you fire.
really, okay, very nice.
It's
All
very
right,
cool.
all right. What do I get with a sweet 26 on survival?
All right, with a sweet 26, you're not going to be lost. I need another roll from you though. Same survival check.
And Thrag assist me this time.
Yes, yeah.
All right, I will.
And I can
roll.
guidance you because I randomly know that spell.
Oh, you can, and I can also guide myself. But thank you for doing that. Where is How do I roll advantage in Fantasy Grounds?
Bottom.
There's an ADV button in the bottom left. So you can slap that, and your
I
next
see.
roll will have it.
Next roll, I have it. Thank you.
Same with the modifier thing that's there.
That's me at 12.
Okay.
Really, a 16.
Yike.
All right. Mhm. So, a little bit of a catch up for Josh, who may or may not be familiar with what the Northern Wastes actually are.
Yeah, I
We
would
have-
appreciate that.
We have this beautiful map that illustrates that it's relatively a sand-blasted, canyon-pocked landscape, traversal hell. Now, this is not the jungles of some other adventures, so it's not quite that harsh. But there's some unique features about it that I will read to you now. Travelers in the northern wastes must contend with both the broken, canyon-riddled land and a feature of that land known as the Wash.
Did it finally happen for you, Kyle? Did it finally happen?
What?
No, keep going.
Oh, yeah. Tides driven by Kryn's 3 moons cause floodwaters from the turbidious ocean to sweep across the region. These unprecedented flood tides are known as the Wash. and their harsh, salty waters threatens creatures in the canyon. Sometimes the wash leaves the northern waste canyons parched for weeks at a time. Most notable, this entirety of the adventure. Other times, the water sweeps in and out multiple times in the same day. While you're traveling in the waste, you can make checks to anticipate when the tides will change, but they are, by their very nature, unpredictable. It takes a weathered and skilled eye to be able to note these subtle changes that happen before a flood runs through the canyons, and it is your skilled eye, guided by your companions, that notices that today there will be a flood.
Oh my god.
So, your party has ample time to find an ascent from the canyon you find yourself in as you are traveling to the northeast. And you watch as the salty waters of the turbidious ocean crash through the canyon, destroying anything that might have taken too much time to ascend to safer heights. You see vegetation as well as driftwood crashing through these white water rapids that have sprung up out of nowhere. A completely devastating show of natural force. This is also the first time this has ever happened.
It's been dry down there so long. A village grew and Kyle just finally wiped it out. Like, no, you can't live here.
This is what happens when we lose our worshiper of moons.
I think Josh brought the water. Yeah, we did. Oh, that could be it too. That we lost the Luffy and now the water's.
No, the mother brought her bounty
The mother
to her children.
bounty. Well, a Luffy would forego the weather every day and never predict that there would be a flood. And now she's gone and the flood finally comes. That is great.
Oh, that's good or bad considering the sea god.
I'm going to take it as a good omen. I would like.
Now-
Oh, go ahead.
Unfortunately, our party doesn't benefit from the effects of the blessings they have had as a boon, because not everyone here has them. So unless you abandon your companions, you won't be able to keep the same pace. Unless you want to ride your mounts rather than use them to carry stuff, then you could make the same pace you had before, which was 4 tiles a day.
I like that pace.
Okay, so we will use the mounts. We will ride them. That will allow us to maintain 4 tiles a day, and that will see us to, I'm assuming, Camp Carrion Clay. Is that where we're headed?
Yeah. Before we make a decision as if we're going to infiltrate or go to Dalamar first.
Yeah, Camp Carrion Clay is 2 away.
Yes. So we will be able to camp half a day's travel from Camp Carrion Clay. Essentially, you won't have to really make a decision until the next day, which route you choose to pursue. That being said, I have to make some rolls. As you're traveling.
Can I insert?
As we're...
Oh wait, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Nope, you first. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask Kyle while you're rolling if I could insert a small thing in, but as we start on the journey, that would make
Oh, yeah.
that would probably, I think, would just make sense. Josephine will apologize for her flusteredness of the day before and introduce Joseph proper as her brother. And she'll say, "This is. I apologize for my actions before. This is Joseph. He is my brother."
Right, I wasn't sure if that was appropriate to bring up. I didn't know
It's
if we were
perfectly fine.
operating
I don't want
covertly,
the
or
awkwardness.
I didn't want to blow anyone's cover. We were in a camp full of people I didn't know, so I wasn't quite sure.
It's been months since I've seen you. I was just a little awkward about it. My apologies.
Great, okay, well, I appreciate that. So now that that's out there.
This is my brother. He follows the same goddess that I do. Fortunately, our parents blessed us with the same... yes.
I see the family resemblance.
Yes, they weren't quite creative with the names, unfortunately. I've told you of my brother Joseph Thrag, you remember? Yes, fine. That's
Wait.
him.
My
What?
dear sister was adopted by my family, so that is probably
This
why
is your
we...
brother.
This is that Joseph. Yes, I didn't know on the paper that it was him. I didn't assume. Derek didn't put down that it had an infinity symbol. I would have known. It would have been different.
We have been riding for how many days now, and this is the...
We literally just started.
I am... He walks away for a second.
I thought it was obvious. I thought I was the one just being weird. I'm sorry.
I thought completely different things.
Of course you did, Thrag. Of course you did. How many people
thought
do you
you-
see with this symbol?
I just thought you were jealous.
I thought you were jealous.
No.
I thought because there was another healer, another priestess of the mother. I thought you were.
I
If
told
you
you
can-
that if I ever died, that to go find Joseph.
Yes,
bro.
but I just thought you were full of yourself.
No, he is real.
So, sorry. Go ahead, Dustin.
I thought you
Listen,
were.
I'm sure you understand the circumstances of the world right now, and it's probably in our best interest not to advertise that we are very attached, right? So if we do run into someone, something unfortunate won't happen because of that information, right? So,
And the mother
course.
works in mysterious.
I apologize for the deception, but I was making
I-
sure.
I will say, Joseph, you hold a poker face. I did not even for a moment didn't even think of it. Oh,
I look over to Roslyn, and I'm pretty sure you knew immediately. I'm sure, yes. No, that would make
You have the same accent.
Yeah. Did the symbol give it away? I imagine the symbol gave it away.
well, there can be two priests of.
There aren't many.
I know of 2.
Yes, I know of one. Well, honestly,
yep.
for however long we have him with us, I believe we should count ourselves quite blessed. I believe if you are still the man I remember you being about a year ago, you have similar capabilities to me still, right? The mother still loves you?
We got a clap down on her shoulder from above. He'll nod and agree.
Well, good. Alright, let's be off now. No more of this.
I can't take much more. Too many surprises.
Well, I hope it was a good surprise, right?
Now, Rosalind, which books exactly did you... do you have a bibliography, perhaps?
I'm sure someone has one somewhere.
You don't have your own bibliography. What kind of author are you?
You stop keeping track at some point.
Oh, if you remember, she did ask how we felt about ghosts, and she was very comfortable. That would make her a ghost writer, right?
Yes. Yes, that's a good one.
Yes, something like that.
Alright, well, you were doing your survival-y thing?
Yes, of course. Let me, the air tastes salty today.
Oh my god, water!
Oh,
I've never seen it before.
Oh dear.
Is it bad that I'm imagining Kyle's face on the front of the water like Mummy from the movie Mummy? Just like, It's just true. It's filling.
but it's Kyle.
Yes,
Kyle
it's
explain.
just my face in the foam going ha 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 as I like
Finally!
it's my time.
They will never drain. Watch.
So, I do have to just have my meta moment here and ask, is this the beginning of, like, our meta lore where you two are just plain traveling family that end up just in all these adventures. Like you were in a campaign, you were both brothers and samurai, so now you're both brothers.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And now you're clerics.
No, that's absolutely.
100%.
We were talking about it.
He was like, "What do I make?" I'm like, "We've done it before. Let's do it again."
And he was like, "I've always joked about my brother Joseph filling in for me." I was like, "That's my name. I'm Joseph. That's how it's gonna happen."
I did not expect him to actually want to.
And then I roll up and roll a natural 20. It's just meant to be.
It's meant to.
All right, it's metacanon. I look forward to seeing what combination of family and same class you are in our next campaign.
I would say this relationship is a lot less intense than the brothers, though.
This is that one. We at least we're two put together. This new because we're two siblings who are mostly put together. Until this campaign ruins us, this could be where it gets bad.
Yeah, this is our origin story. This is where we become broken.
Yeah, we finally get to
this is
play
how we
not
lost
broken.
Nimoy too.
I know, this is how it happened. Anytime
You just have sibling characters that are just broken in this one.
anytime sibling characters is one always
Nemo
dies.
might have been broken to begin with.
It's true. That's who I might have to go back to Nimoy if I die. We'll see.
We can even call this the Kinbreaker saga. There you go. Got a cool name for it.
The Kin Breaker. How many can we kill?
How many brothers and sisters will we break on this crucible? Let's find out.
From now on, new characters must be related as a sibling to a current
How many
character.
family lines will be destroyed?
Oh, we're just gonna go, man. Listen, the Red Dragon Army affects all.
names.
We'll call it no. Yeah, I got one, but we'll call it Kinsbane.
Kinsbane.
There you go. So, to refocus us back into the game, our party has had to take a slightly different route on account of the normal one they would have taken is now flooded. However, as a result of having to take the higher cliffs and expending the effort to do so, you've discovered something interesting. Nestled into a cliff overlook that you would have passed under on your old route is a ruin, the columns of which are carved from the very stones of the cliff face, or rather the soaring plateau that continues for another 100 feet upwards. Now, these columns are 30 feet tall, and they flank what very much looks like a gate, also carved into the stonework. There is the telltale plinth surrounding the approach to this gate, as well as some oddly specifically strewn rock pieces, also very familiar to some of our party members.
Wait, is this a teleporter?
It appears we have stumbled across a teleportation gate.
Oh, can I just say that as far as the luck of what's happened tonight with the water, this is the time this golem fucking destroys us. Like we've done two that weren't hard. This is the one that's bad.
Now, interestingly enough, give me an arcane roll. Anybody here who can cast or detect magic.
Oh, does it have to be detect magic?
Mine's not gonna be good. Can I guide myself?
It doesn't have to be
I should
detect
have
magic.
myself.
Oh,
but-
okay. It just casts spells. Okay, here we go.
As long as you have access to the magic, you can make
Okay.
this roll.
Cool.
So should I make it as well, or are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Multiples.
yeah.
It sounds like everybody. Man, our
This is
rolls
like
are
a
so
perception
mid.
check of arcane. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Frixis. Actually, Joseph is... Oh, God, you rolled a 3 with that, too.
I sure
Okay.
did.
All right. So, Frixis, you are the only one who detects this. The gate, unlike the previous ones, actually has a connection active in it. It is off, but it is connected somewhere. It doesn't need to be repaired like the previous gates.
Interesting. So this gate is active, connected to something. We wouldn't have to repair it.
Would it be connected to our current network?
I doubt it, but I don't know. For Rosalind and Joseph, these are similar to the portals we just passed through.
Interesting.
However, there's usually a guardian golem thing that hits very, very hard. We have been lucky to unlock the two that we did.
So are they all connected to the same line?
I believe if the glyphs are different, they are connected to a different place.
If we approach
But I
it,
am
we must prepare
sure.
for battle.
Indeed.
Keep our horses
Do you-
away.
Do we want to do that?
We won't be able to investigate it otherwise. Was it not just our mere presence that summoned the previous guardians?
Once you get close enough, yes.
We should deal with that first.
We've had a long rest since then.
Oh
right?
yeah, have we? Can my character have spell slots?
Yeah, I was just looking at it, I was like, all of my stuff is spec.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, we did sleep in camp, so.
If that's true, let me hit that up for you.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Josephine, the time you spent here having this conversation has allowed you to glean some additional details here that you would find interesting. Your perception has revealed to you that a battle has been fought here. There are rather fresh-looking scars strewn about the rock rubble laying around. You can also detect that there appears to be trash. There are discarded items wedged into a corner by one of the pillars, mostly hidden from sight. The wind appears to have blown them into this crevice, but it stands apart. It is not naturally occurring. Some sort of parcel or wrapper, perhaps. Probably about the size of a rucksack.
Rucksack. Is the rubble around? Does that seem like the pieces of the Guardian? Has it been previously defeated? Could I...
All of the Guardians, until they animated, did look like they were destroyed
That's
or
right.
defeated.
That's
But
right.
this one, unlike the previous, bears scarring that isn't as weather-worn.
Okay, fresh. So it seems as though it's been destroyed recently. She'd notify the party of that, and then point out the satchel, or the rucksack, or whatever is the refuse that's trapped there. Our Guardian may have already been defeated. It looks as though their assailant has left something behind.
Can we, when we defeated a golem, like when we activated the portal, did it stay up?
The portal activates when you get close to it and channel the requisite magic to, like, spark it, kind of like a pilot light, right?
Okay.
Not like the World of Warcraft BC portal. It's something you step into and it just snaps you away.
Yes,
Okay,
essentially.
gotcha. I was imagining the BC portal, so that's good to know of it as a pilot light instead.
Yes. So essentially, once you're close enough to touch it, it will spark to life, and you would know that it is connected. Also, you could inspect the magical runes to see if there is a combination of them already laid into it. That would require someone to be close enough to inspect the actual portal columns themselves. Since all of you are off the dais looking at this, you would not be able to tell at this distance. You're about 35 feet away.
Just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Is that a freebie?
No,
Oh, okay.
A good first
Yep.
step.
we have an hour.
That's true. Do I have anything that I could precast that's not going to burn anything? No, my cantrips are not the best. I'll just ready a Sacred Flame.
We should take a
Ooh.
look at the package thing, though. Parcel, whatever.
I'll do the dancing longsword.
Oh yeah, good idea. Set that
Oh,
up
there you go.
prior. That's how you want to do it. Yes, let's approach the parcel carefully.
Right.
And then I just put my hand behind Joseph and push him forward in front of me. Carefully.
Well, I suppose.
I said
Ready
you
his
were
shield.
lucky.
Yep. Yep. Ready his shield, and I'll. Joseph will move toward it, shield up.
I stop you and go. There's safer ways to do things like that, and
Oh,
I used Mage Hand to pick it up. Mine's invisible though, so
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, that works better.
oh, much better. Telekinesis.
to look at the see if it's any sort of trappy things from like 20 feet away.
Okay. So, just to sync up what you're doing with what I think you're doing, you are interacting with the parcel?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you, like, just poking it, prodding it, or are you picking it up?
Poking first, and then if nothing happens, picking up with Mage Hand, as long as it's light enough.
Okay. I would say poking it does nothing. But when you try to lift it up, it's a 5-pound limit, right?
A 10.
Oh, it's a 10-pound. Okay, so yes, you could pick it up. And you can do so. Nothing happens as a result. It
Alright.
definitely looks to be like a messenger bag that has been weather worn.
I guess I hold it by the strap and like bring it closer to us so we can look at it from a few feet away.
Well, look at that, Joseph. We didn't have to lose you in day one.
Well, I appreciate that. Right. Let's continue to make that.
Appears to be a bag.
You turn it over and dump it out. See what's inside.
Yeah. Yeah. I dump out the bag. Also, like 5 feet away from us.
All right.
Gently.
So
A comically cartoonish bomb falls out. Yeah.
So you see that the leather has been dyed to be a dark crimson red color. And when you turn the bag around to find where the latch is to just let everything fall out, you do see Takesis's brand proudly emblazed upon the flap. Do you continue to open it up?
Yeah.
That's our Red Dragon army.
Yeah.
Yes, the brand of Takesis. Yep. Okay, you open it up and dump it out, and you see an assortment of items splash onto the ground. The most notable thing is a sloshing leather, a leather flask, as well as a roll, probably with some parchment inside it. It is also sealed, so you can't see what's inside the roll currently. And you see a couple what look to be just wrapped in like leaves and preserves, trail rations. There's nothing else of note.
Traveler's pack.
Looks like some food and perhaps either orders or a spell scroll.
Suddenly want to see what that is.
Alright, I guess I pick up the paper fairly quickly after it touches the ground. 'Cause-
All right, yeah. You pick up a leather scroll case that has a very simple latch. It doesn't appear to be magically enchanted or locked in any way.
Alright, I'll bring that closer so we can pull out and read.
All right. Opening the case and pulling out the rolled parchment within it, you see that it appears to be written in Draconish. Anybody with Draconic can read it.
Do I
Oh,
have
not me.
it?
Unfortunate.
I do.
I do not.
Oh,
I speak
Where are the
civilized
perfect-
languages.
Crixus, I do believe you have Draconic.
yeah.
I do as well.
Trying to find languages on this.
My civilized languages are Common, Elvish, Gnomish, and the real civilized language of Kender.
That's the best one. The number. That's what all the books are written. And then they make
Yeah.
new editions. They don't translate it right.
Draconic and Dwarvish. All good.
All right. So when the parchment is unrolled, it is proudly branded in a letterhead that is Takesis's brand, and it is handwritten scrawl that is complete gibberish. All of you can read Draconic. It makes no sense. The letter is clearly bound to a cipher.
Interesting.
Is this your
Probably
forte?
orders.
Is this your forte,
uh,
Frixus? Can you break this kind of thing?
Not. It would take me a very long time.
Damn.
Is there anything in the bag that looks like a cipher solution, like a journal?
Nothing else fell out of the bag other than the rations and the flask.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll look
What was
at
the flask?
stuff.
All right, looking at the flask, it appears to be a simple animal hide flask. It does slosh with a liquid inside it. Presumably, it is water.
Can I try to make out the cipher just looking at it? Even the startings of one? I know that might take a while, but
Looking at the scrawl itself, you would know that you would need some kind of hint to begin to translate it, and it would take, like Frixus suspected, an amount of time. Unlikely you would be able to figure out what it says standing here today.
okay.
Would comprehend languages break ciphers?
I would say, I mean, comprehend language just makes it so that you can read a language. It is legible, and it does have clearly defined words. They're just arranged in a way that doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay.
So
Probably not in this case.
Yeah, that's where the cipher would come in. So yeah, I don't think comprehend languages would work.
I was looking through spell lists.
Unless it would be interesting if it like implied, or if there was a spell that implied you could get the true meaning of a.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sure there are. I just don't have one.
Yes.
Maybe we can
unfortunately.
take a look at that when we make camp.
Well, we would need some kind of clue or something to be able to even start it. It's garbled without even a hint. We would need a message that perhaps has already been transcoded or not yet transcoded.
Do we have? Did we ever pick up a letter that's gibberish?
The first,
First
one, I think. Meta wise.
Yeah, as a meta GM to player answer, this is the first time you've come across this.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Well, if
Well,
they
if
are
the,
truly retreating right now, it would probably be the orders to retreat. That's my guess, but
It would give us details. At the very least, we can give it to Dart's camp. He might have some kind of spy network interpreter team. I'm not sure what he brought with him.
and by retreat I mean head to the north.
Yes, it could detail an exact location, which would give us some information as to what they're doing.
Indeed.
Though I know Derek told us not to make that a focus. We shouldn't pass up an opportunity. Oh,
So,
augury. There we go. Just we get a clue from Wheel. Whoa! I can ask Mishakol what's going on. See if she can give me a clue.
dear mommy,
Dear
where has this
mommy.
scroll been?
Yes, no, maybe.
I mean, if you can figure out a way to make it work, I'd say go for it.
There isn't 100%. It's way with yes no. The problem with augury is with yes no maybe is so easy to like make it not helpful every time.
Yep.
That's why augury is almost never used unless just for RP reasons.
But that's what makes it fun, though.
It's fun, but it's like a useless second level slot to get a vague answer. That doesn't help. It's just like, yes, one less cure wounds for you.
Well, it is a ritual, so every minute you can cast it again.
Sure. I mean, I guess the ritual does make it like fun to do, but it's
Just ask
still...
her yes, no, maybe questions for half hour until she gives up.
It is better for questions that like get something out of yes no maybe. And even then, it can be like fucked with. I don't even. It's like literally the worst spell.
So okay, all right. So you can do it every minute, right? Because it's a ritual.
Yeah.
Well,
10
you go
minutes.
mystical.
10
Does this mean this is an A?
Yeah. You
Like if it's that kind of cipher, like you could start with like if you know ciphers, what type of cipher it could be, and then you could go through and find.
The way it is worded, which is worded well in its design, I think, is it's the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. And the DM chooses from one of the possible omens, wheel for good, woe for bad, wheel and woe for both, which sucks, and then nothing for results that are neither good or bad. And every time you do it after is a 25% chance of it being random.
Gotcha. So looking at that would take time regardless, no matter what we have here.
Right, and I don't think this particular spell would help. I think like another clue that we find, maybe going through this portal, would help.
Well,
I think I could cheese it over time, but I also don't want to.
I think there's probably something else that we can find on it.
This is gonna sound a little bit metagamey, but like
that's this game.
I could be wrong, but didn't we meet with an elf who was like doing? It's Delamar, right? The guy who was doing
could
research.
help with it, but maybe,
Like,
maybe he
isn't
has
he
a
like
clue
a-
already. Yeah. I don't know. What did he say? He specifically was like into uncoding things.
I don't think so.
I mean,
No.
if anything, he might just have a clue we don't have. So that is a good lead, I think. It is a piece of paper we'll have to show other people. I think that's evident.
Yeah.
So are we going through this portal like the chaotic fools we know we are, or are we going to be responsible and walk away?
does that parcel mean that it is safe or dangerous?
It means there's
I'm not familiar with these.
It means there's probably dragon army on the other side, or were.
Yeah.
I asked Bernard to look around for a messenger corpse around us.
Yeah, sure. How far would you like him to fly? Just the periphery of this area?
Yeah, just like within 100 feet of us.
Okay. So it takes him a couple minutes. He flies back and reports to you that he has not seen any sort of corpse around.
Okay.
So either it's dangerous, or it's being used by the Red Dragon Army and needs to be destroyed.
One or the other, but if we can find use for it for ourselves. So far, those portals have proven invaluable for getting us across these wastes. This
We
isn't
should at
too
least know
far
where
of
it
a
connects to.
Yes, and this isn't too far of a distance from the camp. It could be used by our forces.
Is it one way or two way?
The ones we
It seems
have,
to be two-way.
most of them are two. Phrixus, if we want to approach this thing cautiously, do confirm that it is inactive. Perhaps you can look at those runes and compare them to the previous.
If you can check that it's inactive, I can look for tracks and other
Um,
signs that an army has been either through or from here.
Our best way of doing that is approaching with caution, ready to fight its guardian if it is not destroyed. It looks to be, but
Alright, you ready?
Yes, ready as I'll ever be.
yes, Sacred Flame, ready.
Alrighty. we should spread out, I think. I forget
Yes.
how that works.
I make sure I'm
If it was
30 feet away
AoE
from anybody.
Yep. And then going forward.
Okay.
Just to
I'm
have
gonna
armor out.
ready.
Actually, I'm gonna go 15 feet.
Oh, I need to do this. I forgot to hit that button.
All right. So you step forward.
Right before they do that, I'm going to ready a guiding bolt.
Roger, Roger.
Remembering which spells damage cantrips I grabbed. I will just do a firebolt because, yeah, firebolt has been ready.
It's Kyle trolling us.
I got my sword drawn with the dancing longsword up.
All right. You step forward. Nothing happens.
He's still fucking troll. 100%. I knew.
Assholes.
I heard the music and I'm just like, no.
The stones do not stir. There is no magical energy flowing through them at all. This guardian has been defeated.
Well, that proves that theory.
That's a good sign, then, huh?
Well, good or
Oh.
bad.
More bad, I think. That means that Red Dragon Army has been through here and knows how to use the portals, and will be using them to get their forces from the south to the north. Just as we were planning on doing.
How close is this site that we're at now to the camp? Camp Carrying Clay.
This is half a day away from Carrying Clay. On horseback. It would be a full day's travel by foot.
My paranoia tells me that the camp potentially cleared out into this portal. Derek did say they were retreating from the area.
I look around for bits of dragon people. So, like, they left the golem behind, just in case there was one of the ones that turned to stone or something, or exploded in some way.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Guidance.
Perception that is.
Not find anything, probably.
Get that D4. Get that D4.
Oh yeah,
I guided you.
you did guidance me.
Oh.
Alright, now it's an 8.
Hey.
All right.
Now I see stuff.
Now we can break the DC.
Yes. With that aid, you have found that it is just rubble strewn across this plinth.
And now that
Nothing of note.
you're rolling guidance, you can give other people 8s.
It was not a natural 8. That does not count.
We'll see.
Good to have you back, Josh.
Second version. I don't want to do it.
Gotta bring the curse with you.
Like,
Gotta-
You did bring a
you've never.
crossbow.
It's like you've
I have
never.
a crossbow that will never be knocked if that's going to be the case.
Never.
Alrighty.
Well, we have two choices. Either we follow this and take the risk, or we make sure it cannot be used in the future.
Frixus, does it have different runes?
Oh, good reminder. Let me investigate. I'm assuming Arcana check to check the runes on that, or
You won't need to roll an Arcana check because you're familiar with how they work. So when inspecting it, you see that, yes, it is powered. If you approach the gate, it will open for you, and the combination of runes are not the ones that you have seen before. This is linked to a portal that is somewhere new.
You should probably grab the combination of runes for this one too.
Yep. We'll write that down.
The only problem is if we open up into a similar situation as to what we left behind, a war camp, someone is bound to see whoever goes through. It is a bit of a display when someone snaps in one side or the other.
Oh, no, we don't need to be hasty and make any unnecessary risks. If we don't know what's on the other side, we should not use it.
I would
But then we don't know where the other side is.
let me paint a story for you, rather, if I may. The one goes through. They are spotted. They come back this way, and they bring with them many, many people who are going to try to kill us. That is the situation that I fear. That is the only word of caution I will give. Otherwise, if we want
Can
to
we
try,
change the combination if we come back through?
do you know, Frixis, can we?
Yeah, is it
We
inscribed or is it like a switch?
We changed the combination on the second one, at least, that we found, so that it would match the first one. So we probably can.
So if this is far enough away and we change the combination and match it to where we want to go, they can't use it unless they come all the way back here. Correct. So we could use this for our own means, and that would cut them off unless they partied up here.
If we can
I mean,
close
we
the
could-
door.
We could change one rune right now and, like, close the door on them wherever they're going.
I say we do that, absolutely. If we know for sure that they've been through here, can I make a survival check and see if there's Red Dragon army evidence around here? Tracks, weapons left behind, rations laying around? I mean, we saw markings on a bag.
We got the bag and the rations and stuff.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
they've been through here, so we can absolutely cut this off or use it for what we want.
We could step through, come back, and cut it off. And since we now know,
Well, but
we can
what
close
you
the
would just
door,
alert them, and that would make it faster.
It would alert them. Is there?
They would be here much sooner because they know it's compromised. If we just do it and walk away right now,
What
and we
if
know
someone
the
was
location.
invisible?
Oh dear!
You do know
We
your
missed,
sister can turn invisible.
Didn't you just say that passing through to the other side is a spectacle?
Well, what if there's nobody there? They might be confused.
If you are invisible and there is a spectacle, you are no longer invisible.
The gate.
Figuratively speaking.
The gate fires off. A fluke, perhaps. It's a suggestion.
It's magic. It's weird.
Yes. And if there's nobody there.
Oh, it's fine. It misfires, backfires all the time.
Some people don't even have to study their whole lives to learn it.
It's true. Some are naturally
Well.
gifted.
I will not make the decision for the party, but I believe that cutting it off would be smart, and not passing through to the other side prematurely, let's say.
I do love the addition of caution that we've added to our ranks.
I am here to keep everyone alive. That is my job.
They are corrupting me, I will say.
Well, I am here to hold the line. No
Right.
worries, sister.
Good. Well, I would agree. Perhaps just cutting it off and coming back later. We do have other business. We shouldn't let ourselves get distracted.
Well, we have a boon here. We have the element of surprise. If we change it now, it will take longer for them to find it, which means any attack on our friends up north will be delayed.
I'm for changing it.
Am I assuming too much there, Kyle, with being able to change the runes? I forget.
Did we do
No,
that?
you are not assuming anything.
Okay.
Essentially, they are inlaid with magical runes that you can rotate and arrange as you please.
Yeah.
And if you match a coordination with another location that shares that same combo, the portals will open up.
Okay, so it's a
still-
shittier version of a Stargate, right? We're fine if we just turn it wrong, and everybody's okay.
Yes.
So I will make sure we've written down the destination thing there, and then I'm gonna jumble them back and forth a few each direction.
Okay.
Does that require a check?
No.
Cool.
It is intended to be used this way. It does not require a check.
I'm gonna slap everyone with a guidance every chance I get. That is also my job.
Is coincidentally is there any way to spell something with the runes?
Oh.
No, there does not appear to be any sort of spelling to the symbology.
Okay.
Very hieroglyphic in design.
Okay.
That being said, Crixus, please roll a D100 for me.
Can I guidance a D100?
Okay, add 4 to it.
No.
How do I? What do I
Just
need to do?
Two tens.
It's
just-
it's
Okay,
the-
it actually works. It picks up 2.
Oh my god!
What is going on?
All right. So you jumble the codes, and the gate shuts off, and then turns back on again.
I don't think you did it right.
Are you sure?
I think I did it right. I just randomly connected to something else.
Well, write it
Is the tag
down.
Can we
Well,
recognize?
we'll write down this one. This one I feel safer going through.
Do we want to go through? We have to save our friend.
You rolled a D100. It connects to the infernal plane. We're all gonna die.
Bro, like, what if? Okay, I'm gonna put out this meta shit here and just tease this whole part. What if Kyle's got a fucking 1 through 100 list over there, and 100's just like Lord Sloth's current location? We fucking got it. We're gonna leave it here.
We got one extra person. We're all level 6. We got this, right?
Or just
Could
like the
also be-
craziest shit.
100 is the treasure room.
Or it could be the treasure room, or it could
Yeah,
be...
the Super Mario bonus stage music
It
plays
could
while we
also
run
be
through it.
roll again.
It could be 1,000 feet underwater. Meta-wise, we have to act on this. RP-wise,
Yeah,
we are foolish.
I will go in if nobody else wants to.
Oh, really?
I think we should go in together. If one of us is going to go, that way we're all in the same place. If it's the worst thing that happens, we're all together. We have the best chance of getting out of it. If it's fine, then we all come back the other way. I don't think we should split. That is my opinion. It is the safest method to be chaotic.
As we're walking in, my quill appears in my hand, and I write death inside on the on the gate, and before we continue in, as a warning for if we don't come back.
Death in the gate. Yeah, we have to take off later.
Don't open dead inside.
Dude, I cannot wait for our next session where we all have to make a new party together. Let's all be brothers and sisters.
Okay. Okay.
All or nothing.
All or nothing.
I just randomly jumbled some
The
things.
Elven party.
Should we prep some shit before we get through here?
I still have Armor Vagathis going, I think.
I'm gonna cast Aid. I'm just gonna cast Aid. Give everybody 10 HP right now.
Nice.
That lasts for 8 hours. That's just something
Nice.
we should have going all the time.
Can you do 5 with it?
I can do, let's see, with a 3rd level, I think I can do 4, so I can get everybody but myself. No, it's always 3 characters. What 3 should have extra hit points?
Ooh, good question.
Who's all our front?
Probably me and Thrag,
You,
at least.
Thrag.
They're in front line.
And Joseph.
Not me.
Joseph, not really frontliney. You have a shield.
I have 18 AC.
18 AC. Okay.
I got a shield and chainmail, so I mean, do it that way you will.
I also am wearing a shield, but
I think it's going. I'm going to give myself HP because I give other people HP. Okay. We're going,
good call. Good call.
So we're going to aid who I need to just. I'll do it. I'll do the targeting and stuff. I don't know if anybody else has anything else they want to prepare. You, myself, and Frixus. Everybody gets aid.
I apologize for rolling a 100 and throwing this entire freaking thing out of.
No, that it
Just
could be
yelled at
good.
you.
That's the thing. Is like we're taking the chance. So
Yeah.
Do I have anything else that like lasts a long time that could be like good to have on the other side of this game? How long is Spirit Guardians?
Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians lasts for.
'Cause I'm not using my concentration yet.
It is concentration
10
for 10
minutes.
minutes.
Do I burn a 3? That would be 2 3s.
But you're spirit guardianing the entrance,
We're-
so like do
We're
you
just
really
on the
wanna-
beach. On the other side, it's just.
I mean,
it's a beach episode on the other side.
other people were firing stuff off. Yeah, no, I'm gonna, God, because I'm literally like everybody who isn't affected is gonna be you guys, and if it's good guys on your side, my fucking spirits are gonna rip into them.
You just have to immediately shut it off and be like, no.
I think it's something I can turn on later. I feel like that's a little too heavy.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. With the third.
You know what? Okay, does Water Walk shoot us up to the Water Walk on so we're not drowning? Let me see here. Spell grants the ability to move across the liquid surface. You target a creature submerged in liquid. The spell carries the target to the surface at a rate of 60 feet per round. Yeah, baby, I'm gonna save us from the 10,000 leagues under the sea. I'm absolutely casting this. How many people? 10! Everybody has Water Walk. Everybody has Water Walk. It doesn't even fucking cost. It's not even concentration.
How long?
An hour.
Dang. Okay.
That is a worthwhile slot.
So as we're doing that, if you do the water walk thing, Frixus will be like, okay, well, I guess we're preparing for everything. So he'll untie
We don't know what's
a piece
over
of
there.
rope off of his wrist, and he'll say, for the new people, I cast rope trick with this, so it's a foot long. You won't have to climb anything. You just step in, and we have an hour to see through that if we have to, and be somewhat safe. So,
And in the water scenario, just don't go for that because you are going to shoot right up.
I
I
also send a
stopped
familiar
breathing.
through, right?
you could, but then they're more than 100 feet away from you, right?
Yeah,
so you don't
wouldn't be
get
able
to
to see
communicate
what's on
until
the
they
other
get back.
Okay.
side.
Okay.
That's about all I have, other than like burning a slot for really temporary stuff, which I'm not going to do. Those suckers last for a while. All right, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
All right,
ready?
Kyle, I just stopped breathing before I stepped through.
I see Rosalind do that. I do the same thing. Smack Joseph to do it too.
All right. I hold my breath as we step through.
Here we go.
Step.
All
Alright,
right.
we're on the other side, baby. Or
Okay.
we might be here.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
So,
The
just
sun
give me a
is going-
brief refresher of the state of the party as they're stepping in. What magic do we have on us right now?
Aid and Water Walk is the two
Aid and
things. The two things I have on.
I have Armor of Agathis.
Mm-hmm.
I have breath of holding.
I get
See,
it.
you two are holding your breath. I'm just not breathing.
Uh,
Scary.
I have dancing longsword up.
yeah, I don't have any active effects at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have any active effects. I'm just not breathing.
Just got the two actives.
We step out in Kalaman Palace.
We don't know. Fuck. Who knows where we're gonna be?
Hopefully, there's a portal on the other side.
All right.
Otherwise, it's gonna get awkward.
I don't like this music though.
So, give me stealth checks.
Oh no!
Okay.
I have a disadvantage on these. Can I guide myself?
I asked you what magic you had on you before you were stepping through.
Oh, I see. This was a pre-guide yourself moment. Gotcha.
You can use
Yeah,
that.
that would be Go, yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's absolutely.
Well,
what you
only if
should
it's okay. I
do.
don't want to cheese it, but if it is available, I will use it. The tool.
I took the opportunity to tease you. You totally can do it though.
Right. I am going to use one of my past life moments here.
Past life moments. You did choose Grandma for your subclass.
Wait, can I use this on this? Hold on, I gotta see if I can use magical balance on this.
Oh, I'm just reborn.
We have guidance, right?
That's only for one person, and just
Yeah, I had to guide myself because I have disadvantage on stealth checks. So.
Oh no!
I just really don't want to be seen in this situation.
We are not passing this group average, boys. I don't
No,
think.
no, we are not.
It's an ability check. I rolled a 9 or lower.
I wouldn't burn
Is that
it because
three
half
natural
the
ones?
I would not burn it because half the party is dragging you down.
Yeah.
Is that 3 natural ones? I see.
Some of those are d6s.
Yeah.
I got a 7 dropped.
Okay.
That's disadvantage when you see
Oh,
the
yeah.
Oh,
that's
it's disadvantage is the red. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we're sucking. All right.
That's why I wear a breastplate.
I could set mine to a 10 if I needed
When
to.
we find a breastplate, let me know and I'll wear it.
Depending on what your dex is, breastplates are nice.
I have to keep my
Especially when you
armor.
get a mithril breastplate.
My armor has my infinity symbol. I need to wear it.
All right.
I don't like getting hit, so I need to wear it.
I don't like getting
Our-
hit either. That's why I'm a wizard who wears armor.
Our party steps through the portal, one after another, stepping onto the flat, unnaturally flat surface at the top of a plateau. You can see around you a commanding view of the landscape that you recognize to be the Northern Wastes.
Okay.
You can see in the distance the Turbidius Ocean, stretching far out to the point where it meets the sky. You see no other land beyond. Turning around, you see the land play out its sweeping peaks and dipping canyons, flooded now with water. And as you turn, you see something raising from the ground far higher than even the plateau you reside upon. A towering plateau, more like a wall than anything else. It stretches for miles to the west and east. Other than the sheerness of its cliffs, is one defining feature. A cleft-like cleave that runs through the middle of it, creating a breach most unnatural. Nestled in this cleaving entrance is a camp. What you see immediately, and recognizably enough, are the blood-red crimson tents of the Red Dragon army, the symbol of Takesis emblazoned proudly upon them. You are looking at what very well might be the host of the enemy army. There are hundreds of tents layered on many different levels of terrain. There are well-constructed, entrenched palisades and battlements. This is a massive host. Furthermore, you can see dragonels flying through the sky below you. Perhaps not expecting to have to be looking upward, you remain undetected so far. But what you are looking at right now is perhaps the army you have been seeking. And I have a picture for you.
Oh.
Dude, I cannot believe we got this.
I very quickly sketch all the discerning landmarks, like big ones I can, to compare to our map later.
Look up at the stars. Sketch the position of the stars too.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh,
That doesn't look good.
shit. Let's zoom in on this.
Holy God.
Oh boy. What are we up in these little cliffs up here at the top of here? Where
No,
are we?
this is the cloven cliffs that you're looking at.
From across the way.
This,
Okay.
this is not in the perspective that your characters are standing. You are imagine just a twin plateau on the other side of this picture, looking at this,
Got it.
and also down. Although your party could have rolled better on your stealth, you are thankfully undetected as of yet. But for how long, you cannot say. Those Dragonlance patrol this sky with a fervent dedication.
Back through?
Back through the portal.
Back through?
Back through. Yep, turn around. Everybody, yep, time to go.
Whoop. Just a quick inspection, though. Like, this is a deserted area. Like, they don't know this exists.
You are very high up. There would be no one on the ground who could look up and see that portal is even there. You are at least 150 feet high.
Have we seen trees in the lower waste? Like the southern wastes?
They would be sparse, but not terribly common.
Okay. Because I think the Gnomish engineer needs to get to work.
All right. And what? Our party is stepping back through.
Absolutely, we are not lingering here. Not with that stealth check, and not with that circumstance.
Don't really want to be prompted another stealth check here.
Like,
All
can we
right.
get 1,000 archers up here before they notice?
And some siege equipment.
Yeah,
Trebuchets!
true.
All right. Our party steps back through and back onto the plinth they had departed from. And that is where we will end our session for tonight.
Do you have those runes written down? Those runes written down.
Yep, we wrote it down before we went through.
We need-
Jumble.
We need to get those back to Derek.
So my question is, what's beyond that cleft, that ridge?
Oh, something good, bro. You know something good's back there. There's some fucking ancient some shit. I don't fucking know. Something bad.
I'm willing to bet, Mister. I think we legitimately found what we're looking for.
You think that is exactly the... Oh, you think that's the city, the lost city?
I think that might be. Yeah, I got a hunch.
And also, unfortunately, some meta knowledge in the name of the art, so we kind of are a little spoiled on.
I didn't
that.
get the name.
I didn't
I'm
even
gonna
look at the
I'm gonna
name.
Close it now.
Yeah, so
I'm not even gonna look at the name.
I saw it.
we found it,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Well,
Yes,
I
we
don't.
found it.
I don't know. So
We found what we were looking for. Anyway.
Characters don't know, but did we sketch the location? Did we properly get that?
we got the location. We sketched the location, and we have the runes. Right.
Position of the stars, the sun, landmarks, all that stuff. Get a geographic dial on this shit. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I would need a survival check to really tell where you were. Perhaps
Alright.
somebody wants to roll a survival check, step through with stealth, and then try and make another check to figure out where they are.
That would be such useful information.
What would Rosalind have been able to sketch down? Is that a check?
It would be 2 checks. If you're going to make a sketch of the landmarks so that you could figure out where you are on a map, you would need a stealth check to remain undetected while you're doing it, and then you would need a check to determine if you can place those landmarks.
Okay, so
Got
there
it.
was not enough time for Rosalind to do that. Got it.
Not well.
It was
there,
pretty quick.
There is, but you have to decide to stay there to do
Yeah,
that.
we were there around and then left. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we can always go back through. During
We
the
have
night.
it with our eyeballs, and we can always turn the dial back and have someone that isn't going to blow our stealth take a look.
I mean, I could be invisible, but I'm a terrible, terrible artist.
But you're fairly good at surviving things.
I'm okay at that. Yes,
You could invisible someone else that has a good survival too.
it is It is natural
Elf
to
only.
me and me only.
Oh, I see. It's a Furbolg thing, not a
Yep,
trickster cleric thing or
Wait,
something.
you're not an elf?
No. No, I was adopted.
I'm shocked. The resemblance is uncanny.
I.
The ears. You both have long, pointy ears.
Furbolg and elves are both Fey adjacent. It's never mind. Anyway, the session's over, so I don't have to answer you anymore.
Session's over. Session's over.
Oh, yeah, I think getting a sketch of it would be worth it, or just having someone go through who's a high survivalist enough
It's
to
insanely good intel. We can't not
Yeah,
try it.
Yeah.
All right, survival check. Give it to me. Let's do it.
Oh, are we doing it now? Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So who's the best to go through? I mean,
how are we
Josephine
going to tool this up? I can doff my chainmail
I can
to
doff
make a
my
better
stuff,
stealth
too.
check and run a survival in there. Because I've got +6. If I guide myself before I leave, I can get a little bonus. Or if someone can... I don't have enhance ability prepared today. Do you?
I don't have it on my list.
Okay. So it's very much me succeeding a stealth check and guiding for a survival check.
Trying to see what I can do here. Yeah, hidden step is just the bonus
Well,
action.
I will guidance your stealth check, and you can guidance your survival check.
There we go. Okay, yeah. Because we can burn a d4 on each one. Because otherwise, I don't have that kind of thing right now at the moment.
I'm hidden too short for it to be beneficial outside of combat.
Yeah.
Just looking around if I have anything that can like help somebody be who's our
right.
highest stealth,
Better than that, I cast Pass Without a Trace on you.
bro.
Oh,
wait,
there we go.
You can
Well, no,
cast that.
you have to go in with me then.
Wait, you can cast that if you have Pass Without a Trace. That's a global party spell.
Yeah.
You need
Oh,
to
it
be
doesn't have a
always
radius?
using that. We need
I
that.
thought
for
it was like a
everything.
30-foot radius. It's not.
Well, it's a level 2 spell, so it's a. I didn't even remember I had it. It's from my depth
It
powers.
just affects everyone.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll take my chainmail off so I don't make any extra noise. We'll pass without a trace.
Okay.
Someone can guide. Well, you can guide my stealth check on the way in, and then I will guide my survival check to try to glean any
Well, I
information.
can't.
Will
I
not
can't do
be
that,
staying
because
long.
I'm
It will
Pass
not be
Without a
staying
Trace.
long.
I don't got
But
it.
we
I'm
have a
good.
plus 10 from that.
Okay.
Also, the person who cast it does have to come with you.
Yeah, so it'll be me. That's fine.
Okay. So we'll both step in.
Do we need what do we need Joseph for? Just to ask. Like, do we only need one person?
Survival.
He has a better survival.
He has the
way
better survival, so we need one person.
I've got a
to
plus
describe.
6 to survival. If
Got
I
it.
get my eyes out there, that's
Got it.
that's the best modifier we have if we want information in that split time.
Damn it. My bless doesn't give anything other than combat related. I'm too combat oriented. No.
Yeah, bless is attacks and saving throws, right?
Yeah, I think you're not getting much from me.
Laughs and utility mage.
Get out of here. Fucking playing basketball with Atropals.
I was told to make a beige that goes boom.
Right. Yeah. You
I was
did.
also told it'd be nice. A rogue would be nice too, so I can do those things too.
That is what we need. The fact that you have Pass Without a Trace actually makes that, if they're all still at the camp, makes that possible.
That will be very good, yeah. And we
you
are
guys
basically
are set.
surprising them. They're not looking at us. They're looking toward wherever they're defending from. So.
I think you guys are set with what you got.
All right. All right.
Anybody else has something?
Let's do Pass Without a Trace. I'll step in with Roslyn for just enough time to triangulate where that is.
Let's fucking go!
Let's do it!
Oh, stealth checks.
Stealth checks!
Wait. Before we roll.
Plus 10
Does anybody want
modifier thing at the bottom.
Does anybody want to give inspiration?
I don't have
We have
it.
inspiration hanging around.
I got
I
it.
don't have any anymore.
Got nothing.
All right.
Nobody
I think
does.
everybody died, so no, we don't.
Unfortunate.
Remember to use your modifier.
Plus 10 to this roll, right? Not advantage.
Yeah, plus 10.
Yep, just plus 10.
So,
Still has your rolling disadvantage.
oh yeah, I have rolling disadvantage, but that drop, the highest die was a 3 plus 10. We both rolled a 13. Well, no, you rolled 23. Our average is pretty good
Our average is decent, yeah, if you're going by
between the
that.
two of us. We've got an okay average.
Because it's 23, it's the higher number. Basically, one person can suck and one person can be good.
So, you step through. The expected effects happen. You stand upon the plateau you were at before, staring out over the turbidious ocean. You turn, and you feel your stomach drop. The site is very much the same. You left it, but in the 10 minutes it took you to strip your armor and prepare for this, one of the Dragonelle riders had perched upon the cliff to rest. Its back is toward you, its rider looking out over the expanse in front of them. They are unaware that you have stepped onto the plateau.
Oh, fuck, it's so dicey.
What is the least explosive spell I have?
Could wait him out too, you know.
Yeah.
You are just sitting there still.
If they don't know about the arch, though, that's a possibility.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just freezing, I guess,
Yeah.
and just waiting to see what happens.
I was just looking to prepare for it
Oh.
when,
Yeah. I mean, if you,
because the
Yeah,
Dragonelle Rider might
unfortunately-
decide, hey, I'm enough to take on 2 random people.
I feel like the prepare should be going through the portal and then screaming, change the thing.
So I have enough time to at least take a look around, right? But I will not be casting guidance because it has verbal component.
Yes, there's nothing immediately happening that would prevent you from looking around.
All right, gonna silently motion to Rosalind to keep it quiet, and I will peek over the edge as quickly as I can, open my eyes wide, just try to drink it in.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
Let's go to this tab, and I am no longer at disadvantage. Come on. God damn it. 11.
Okay.
Do I get advantage because it's a high vantage point across the landscape?
Yeah, you know what? Sure. There you go.
Alright, let's roll again. I'm rolling the dice. Alright, that's kind of sort of better. Not really, but
Yeah.
All right.
You added your rolls together.
That's kind of sort of better. There are a few details that you can glean from looking around your environment and trying to memorize the terrain around you. The sea stretches infinitely to the north and the east. There's a significant amount of land to your south. You can even recognize several soaring spires out on the southern horizon. You can place yourself roughly on the northeastern part of the circle on our map.
The big circle?
Circled around the K. Yep.
circled around the K. Where is that?
We don't have a
it's
K.
okay. Okay, well,
Whoa.
there you go.
Wait, you gotta paint. You can paint.
Where's my ping?
It's at the top.
Yeah, paint
Looks
or
like
ping
a-
something.
Looks like a target at the top.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Okay.
Wow.
Is that it?
Yep.
I pinged.
Oh, that's what you pinged up there.
That was pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I do not waste any time. I grab Rosalind by the arm and back through the portal immediately.
Okay. Yep. You slip back through the portal as you see the wyvern's head just turn ever so slightly towards
I
you.
slap the padlock dial and watch it go woo, and totally different, like turn off.
Yeah, totally. Roll a d100 for me.
Oh, oh, let's get it. Let's get it.
let's do that.
You know how this works.
What do we got? What do we
Yeah,
got?
I wanted you to roll 100 just so it goes back to the same spot.
5.
All right.
It
The
goes
portal
back.
deactivates.
I wish it did. Just blink. No, same runes.
Wait,
What?
we got another activation location?
No, we didn't.
Happens.
It deactivates.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it deactivated, so we're all right.
And we have the runes for the D100 down.
Yep.
And we have the okay.
And I have
You have
my character in my head has what I saw.
Start describing to the scribe.
Yep.
Alright, I pull out the map and start trying to figure out,
Where,
like, where we were.
Yeah, basically with that check and the knowledge that Joseph has, you can place yourself relatively where you had heard many rumors of Dragon Army activity to be, in the canyons of the Giant's Spine. You now know the approximate location of where the Red Dragon Army is encamped.
Mm-hmm. Good slash.
Very good. Wow.
We got a lot done just from
Interesting rolls this session. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting turn of events, Jacob.
Yeah, I like that 100. That was pretty cool.
That clutch 100 roll out of nowhere.
So good,
With
dude.
the random spin of the dial. Like, good roll I had all night.
Can I just ask Kyle, was it only one chance for this to happen out of 100, or was it a little... Or did they give us some gimme? Or was this like, we got so lucky? I'm just curious how lucky we got with that.
You got insanely lucky.
Okay.
1 in 100, really?
Dude, that is wild.
That is crazy.
That is wild that even
There
happened.
are other locations.
Right,
but
right. I was just wondering if getting the big 100 was all by itself, which is really cool.
Wow.
Ooh. That's crazy
Wow.
stuff. Man, then we gotta save our friend from the camp. What? I don't think they're gonna be there. I think the camp emptied out, guys. I think we're gonna go there.
How long have we been traveling to get here, right? An entire day?
It's been a few days.
That
It's
would have
only
been
a
plenty of
half
time for them
day.
to pack up and ride out on
I
horses.
think they emptied out and took our girl.
Meta-wise, I would agree with you, but character-wise...
If we get there and she isn't there, do we go straight to Dalinar?
Yeah.
Do we think? I think we
Yeah.
need to take care of that. We've been out here. And then let's head towards that shit. figure out how we save our friend.
We'll get the view from the opposite side, and then we'll be good.
Or we could go back to the previous coding, like the one that they went through. If the camp emptied out through there, and see where the fuck that one leads, because we have another one we don't even know where it goes.
Yep.
Mystery afoot, gentlemen.
Woo.
We're stronger than ever with 6 in the party. We can't lose. Or 5. 5 in the party. Kyle's also in the party.
Just counting my bird.
Well, it's kind of bird. It's
okay, never mind.
And
it's not me.
Jeeves. But he's only out at night.
Well, Kyle, we've tried to get Derek to come with us. We're waiting for your warrior level 6 to join.
If we're setting up to the night here, I start setting up a tiny hut, and then I start setting up Jeeves.
Get Jeeves in there.
Sounds good.
Wait, how many things do you have?
This is Alex
You-
we're talking about.
Jeeves is my unseen
Jeeves,
service.
And then there was another one.
It's got an invisible servant.
I have an unseen servant.
An unseen servant named Jeeves. Amazing. I have a feeling we're going to be living a little more luxury with a wizard around. Oh, good stuff.
He sets up things.
Do you want to
I set up my hut, and then he sets up everything else.
do you want to sign us off, Kyle?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the end of our session for tonight. Great job, everyone. Unexpected results, but I look forward to our next session next week. Until then, thank you for joining us, everyone, and I look forward to seeing what our party does in our next episode. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!